Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone, wherever you may be. This now Mr. Shillon, Mohammed Shillon, coming to you from the United States and coming to you also from VOS, social media, with a try for just keep on posted and tuned to watching the go on, the current event in Sierra Leone, and then to anything else for ask for your own contribution in terms of ideas and questions. Also, I would like for bring to our attention that Madam Fadima may or may not be on board today, but it's also possible that she may be calling in from wherever location it is for make some contribution or comments or ideas anytime on the show. But for today, I'm the sole presenter. So feel free for calling. Since we all know, say, in a live show this, and an interactive show, so you can call, you can ask questions live on the show, or you can send in a comment, written comments, or state your position. Also, there are times when we can get a lot of people calling, so it may take longer than you may appreciate for let we get back to you. So please be patient. If you're in a hurry, don't call, but if you get the patient for hold for a few minutes, we'll do all we can for get back to you for take your call. Because everybody in position, the ideas, the suggestion is greatly appreciated. Okay, so today July 3rd, 2022. So I welcome all the listeners and thank you for tuning in. Now, with topics for today, the main topic could be which we call the NIN number, the national the national election number what's the election number? The national number where they normally can give for make you obtain your national ID card. Where then they try for make sure say now you forget that card day for be able for register for vote, you know. So that card they forget you what you call the ID card where you forget that this NIN number you forget first, then that go up allow you for register forget your ID card will allow you for register for vote. Without that, we'll get them. So we try for make follow bring the issue up, and we'll pose the question whether it is necessary for get that card day or forget that number day for qualified people and for vote. Because before not to be requirements, but now then the proposal in the parliament say you forget that national number they wouldn't call national NIN number, which stand for National Identification Number, but then go call them in short NIN number. You forget a number they first for let you able forget ID card. Second, then the ID card will go qualify you for vote. But you don't go qualify for get the ID card if you don't get the NIN number. So the NIN number are the real issue now. We're not to be requirements before. And then they propose this way the election is very short, the time to the election when the next year is very close. So then they say the opposition as well as other people, and they say, one, it's necessary now. Why not just take the time necessary for allow more people and for vote? So then they ask the question too that if you make that a requirement, it go make less people and vote. It go make less people and vote. Not only less people, a large number of people are not go get the time. Government is not go get the time. Forgive everybody this NIN number. And so we just want to discuss that issue there. We get numbers then, people who can call if there are numbers then where some of them are familiar with, but we always get for remind callers them or listeners or participants them for just remind them about the number. Then we get a toll-free number when 1-866-944-7722. 1-866-944-7722. Then if you call from the UK, United Kingdom, we get you dial plus 44 20 80 89 1455. Again, plus 44 20 80 89 1455. If you call from Australia, now plus 61 29 09 84 337. Again, plus 61, where I refer to as 61 29 09 84 337. And finally, we get what you call the WhatsApp number. If you want to call through the WhatsApp, you will call 1-343-997-5828. 1-343-997-5828. Their numbers here, they're available to you just in case you want to call for throw in a word or two. So now the access numbers in there. And in addition to that, we get other topics then, if time permits, since we sure not going to exceed 2 hours. So it may be anywhere from 1 hour, 30 minutes to 2 hours, but we'll go past 2 hours. So, but if we're able to touch on other issues then, nationally, we will touch on them. And some of the issues then, they also will be the issue or the rise of police brutality in Sierra Leone. It looked like besides the unlawfulness of police conduct, just pure unlawfulness, wouldn't they act outside the law? Then there's the exercise the extraordinary power. They also the brutalized people. In fact, we're not going to be able to play that, but there is a video in which a gentleman was being arrested by the police. About 4 policemen hold hand, one hold one hand, another hold the other hand, another hold one leg, the other one hold another leg. Then they drag her, and then the bouncing it on stone, on rocks. And God alone knows how much concussion that could cause that individual there. So they not even try to get a decent way for arrest people. But the brutality is getting worse and worse and worse. And then, of course, that also is leading to unlawful arrest of even prominent people under false pretense, under the pretext of incitement, and so on. So if we get chance, we will get to that topic there. And there are many other topics that we'll get chance for Canto if we can get to that. But so let's start off with the NIN number. And we get a video where a major issue among the parliamentarians, then particularly the opposition. The opposition then they raise issue as to why it is not necessary for this NIN, this national identification number, for be issued as a necessity. It's okay for try for work on that for do them now. I don't think that the argument that one day. But the no one link up with the qualification for vote in the upcoming election, then me go get me your comment as to the administrative flaws or faults of the issuance of the NIN number and the linkage of that number there with any right or access to voting. So me just give me observation, me concern. And I always can say, every time these issues are raised, now for uplift the quality of administration of the country, not to, some people will look at it as a form of criticism, but there's nothing inherently wrong with criticizing anyway. Okay? But that's not the purpose. The purpose is for say there are better ways things can be done. And as I always can remind people them, when you go into government, now for serve, now for come with ideas, we'll go improve the situation how you meet them, not to for undercut the situation and make it worse how you meet them. So we'll get comments for make on anything in there. But that said, let we get the member of parliament. I think it's an opposition member of parliament. We get a good explanation as to why there is some degree of skepticism, meaning doubt, and some degree of hesitancy, and some degree of reluctance as to why the NIN number is not appropriate as a requirement for obtaining the national ID card, not to an appropriate move at this time. So I just will play that, make the public, then make their analysis. Last but not least, we also want Leon to say the phone lines will be open after the video. So anybody will get anything, any suggestion, any idea for propose, feel free for calling. And then numbers and we don't mention to before. Now we rule, and it has worked for everybody. And the rules about participating and calling VOS, the rule is simple. Mutual respect, meaning respect for the person where they call, and respect to the person where they listen. So, and respect of callers, of other callers. They, because if you call and begin curse, which has never been my experience on the show anyway, but I'm saying I need for caution people them, because there are some people who can get very emotional in terms of they never will be able to see things above party line. Everything is treated with suspicion. When you say something critical of the existing practices, you get people that will go immediately accuse you of either party affiliation or one thing or the other has been against the government in power. There is no factual basis, but not just a feeling. But I also like to remind people that everybody get party with and support, everybody get politician with and support. But we're not targeting a particular person, not even a political party. We are saying simply, we want quality politicians. Politicians will genuinely come for uplift the lives of people, for upgrade the life of people. Politicians, they will get sympathy, we get humanity in them. Not a politician, they won't want misuse them power. Not a politician, they will want use the power as the position as parliamentarians, as ministers, as or whatever position, powerful position they hold, as a means for enrich themselves and portray themselves as the position they are entitled. So sometimes at increasing, we want people to be humble. People will get empathy, where they feel for other people, where they put themselves in other people in place of suffering. So a lot of times, create and get to saying, then say the all the animal, then sit down, then say, who that will go get water, then say Babu begin for cry. They not tell Babu for go get water, but then as soon as they say Babu begins for cry, say we call him na the one for go get the water. So a lot of times, if you not get any guilt within you, and you can fairly defend your position or the position of your supporter without resorting to accusation baselessly or disrespectful remarks and then kind of a thing there. So we go home with that in the call for let them engage themselves in a civil manner and discourse. Let we respect each other. Let we agree to disagree because we all bring up plug in the same place. So for respect everybody then view. That said, I go ask the control room for play this video concerning this NIN and this election reform act within the proposed, and they would discuss them and see where we go from there. So may I ask the control room for playing for we.
Fellow Salonians, my name is Honorable Abdul Karim Kumar. Exactly about 1 week ago, we received the electoral bill, the parliament. We seek for change, the practice, the principles we will use in elections laws them. Exactly 1 week ago, we take a national and an international challenge for talk to fellow Sierra Leoneans across the country on their own input into the new laws. However, it will be very much disheartening for make people to understand some of the things that we did into the electoral laws. I also want to respect the views of people who think say we don't let as members of parliament forget to the public. But one of the things we come out very clear now the use of the NIN number during the registration process. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, what's that NIN? NIN that the national identification number, and if you follow with me, if you go to clause 13 of the new law and clause 24 of the new law, you will see them talk about the NIN number. It means say that number will not be in the registration, whether not in public places, whether not the offices, whether not they tell you they do the 10 days regional registration, you're supposed to get time for make you register. However, as an opposition party, we don't find out say the NIN numbers here, they not be do the process very well, and it gets so much challenges we make people not able to access them. As a nation, national identification number and NACRA, we expect them to get offices at every district headquarters, and then for the issue and do continuous registration for everybody in the country. Depending on the 10 days regional registration we they do, not adequate and not enough for let people use that one for registration. I will show you some of the challenges with the NACRA registration we get and why we believe see government of a go ahead for use the NACRA NIN number for do voter registration. One, like my own constituency and other constituencies across the country, NACRA be reduced the registration centers as opposed to the registration centers where NEC be used in the last election. In this new registration process, NEC add 10%, whilst NACRA be reduced almost 40% of the registration centers then. That make Boku people not be register and Boku people not able to get this NIN number. Secondly, now only 10 days NACRA be allocated to districts and regions as opposed to 30 days when NEC they give to the districts, regions and the entire country for the registration. So if you register in 10 days, you will get less than 30% of the people then will be actually concentrate in this NACRA registration. Thirdly, NACRA be promised say after the registration done, they will continue to register school picking them and they will get registration centers across the district country will always open at every district. Sadly, this not be done at all. Another challenge, NACRA not be make provisions for we family them with overseas. The one that will be in a prison, the one that will be sick, the one that will be admit, the one that will travel short patrol and come back, not be able to access the NACRA registration opportunity. However, as we talk today, if you say we use the NACRA registration for make people able to register for votes, you don't pull many people and not be able to vote. We they ask fellow lawmakers across the aisle, whether na SRPP, whether na APC, whether na C4C, whether na NGC, for you to understand, say, using the NIN number will make most of the people then not vote. Therefore, when they get a campaign where they say, let we kick out the NIN now registration process. Yes, when the country reach a peak where NACRA go able to register every Sierra Leonean, when NACRA begin give national ID card by region and district level, then we will say it is time to use the NIN. But as we do so now, I not think say as members of parliament we will pass any law we get for do with NIN now registration process. Family, not forget, say recently in the past, government be the talk say now from the NACRA database, they go harvest the voting list. But as members of parliament will be right and tell us say the National Registration Authority no get no authority forget anything for do with election. And if we see that kind of thing in the back they come, we will say no to the NIN number. Thank you very much.
All right, listeners, thank you for listening to the video. We'll go try for play them again as we continue the process. So, because there will be some people joining us late, we're not going to see the video. But I don't think the nature of the objection to this NIN issuance, this NIN number issuance, can be any better explained than within the Honorable Member of Parliament does say in the video. We'll go play them again. In the meantime, since the lines are open, let me at least take a call so we'll get some interaction and see what people can get for say. Hello, caller. What's your name and where you call from? Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Caller, are you on? Okay, I think we lost the caller. He may call back or she may call back. For right now, we don't want to keep pounding on that. Let us go back to Uchudoyeri, where the Honorable Member of Parliament explained to we. The NIN number, where the objection is, they don't want for make that a requirement, or they don't want to make it connect with anything we get for do with election, because the NIN number is a good idea. The number where everybody forgets, but then things say for link them or for connect them, which getting what it takes for be able to register for vote. It is ill-advised, it is not necessary, and somehow may be used to the undue advantage of the country, but to the advantage of the, and one day we want for change or make that a requirement, and then things are not in the best interest of the country, because normally when it comes to voting, even in America, and one of the problems that they say for this country, you see, democracy is very difficult to maintain. Democracy is a real test to human frails and weaknesses, because it gives you so much, it gives the party in power the opportunity for be so one-sided, for bend the arc of government or democracy to such an extent, or almost you want for break them. But if we always follow the cardinal rule is, which I think it will take we a long time for begin for understand. We like for use the word democracy, but democracy involves heavy lifting, because the democracy means you get for be very understanding, you get some foresight for able to look into the crystal ball about the future, and then for be able for maintain the balance necessary, not for abuse your power, because being in government is, I mean, the one that we in a government then get enormous power. Then so powerful that unless they self believe in the institution of government, then can destroy them anytime. This is why repeatedly we see in Africa and some other countries, one man go use the democratic process for kind of power, but when he come, once he begin to see how much power he gets over the other people them, and we begin to see how much access he gets to the country's wealth, how much access he gets over the country money, it become a changed person right away. Because when they're in the outside, you know, even get the slightest clue. Watching the power is just like when they give you load for tote. You can make an assessment with your eye, say that load they heavy. And you may make an assessment, say the load heavy, because when you see how somebody will get the load in their head, they carry them. But you will never know how heavy the load is until you self get in your head. So now the whole idea about government, so people then when they're out, they get a different view of government. Then see everything as they can able to do them, and then get the capability for doing. I mean, just again, like it's somebody who would watch sport, where you know, if you watch a spectator sport like football or soccer, you're there on the sideline. The man miss a goal or a penalty. Easy for you, we not be there at the field for say, I could have done this, my cause with defeat, until you are there. Then when you begin operate under that pressure, the way that player they operate, then you begin to understand how certain things are not as easy as you may see them. So now the situation this will get, now one democracy, one government. Well, you know, we all want, we say other government, they know to do this, they know to do that. But it's very much disappointing when the opportunity is given to you for do, because you criticize, because you tell people, because if you tell anybody, say, well, you kind of power, you go watch, nobody go vote for you. So the only reason why people can go vote for you is because they are tired of the one way they wanted to do for them. Then you promise them, say you could do better. Then when you come, you begin to do like the other guy, or even worse. It's a clear indication that democracy is not as easy as we think. So now this NIN number, the question becomes, is government requiring this NIN number so they can for link up with obtaining the right or the permission for get the ID card for vote or not? So these are some of the things, but let me take a call that will continue my thought process. Okay. Hello, caller. What's your name and where you call from?
Good evening. It's a caller from Belgium. Mina Sal Kaba.
Okay, Mr. Kaba.
Yes. Salutation to all my fellow Sierra Leoneans. We really try for point on the false brutality. Now to hold any current government they use to oppress the population. For instance, there is a government fraud when a pandemic road prison and killed Sierra Leoneans without any thorough investigation. You know, that implies Tumbo, you know, so they carry most of their atrocities without any investigation. You know, and furthermore, the layman in that country not even understand within their own purpose, you know. If they know their own rights, which them feel say anything which the government do, then get right over that. You know, so as then are a governance, they don't say them put there another government day for do the right work. And people they really don't know. Now, I give the last call up, well, people are really blind. They feel any two government do, not the right thing. So that they steal, the money belongs to them, either they carry some kind of petty project, they do favor. I tell you, most of them people are working at the government, the criminal are working at the government. Because also they get outright a serious leader, serious leader, because a leader have to take care of the people there, and have to let them get their own rights. Either in anything, the police brutality, all these sort of things, they for really, or the people are really for scare the law the way they scare the people there. So if you get a government like that, not only this current government, even the past ones, and really people don't know nothing. They feel no more. Any to that government do, the foreign government do, they get right for the when they want to, because they get that right as a government. Either they steal, the money belongs to them, either they do favor, either they do small projects. What we say after they don't steal 90% of the project what they do, the 10% put on a project, they begin to clap for them. When I don't do this, I don't try. Can you imagine how long we will live and then can nonsense thing there? Sorry for the language, because definitely Sierra Leone just just a starting point. Now this type of the other country they advance. Even if the one that don't go through a lot of situation, who kill out millions of the people, to ethnic cleanse or whatever. Look how they are. Definitely look where we are. We still based on SLPP, APC, SLPP, APC. We talk about the people they oppress, and they feel say, and they talk against, if they talk against people, they go against you, when they oppress. And APC, not when they give food, not when they go, not when they get for anything that concerns about your family. And definitely the way definitely for sure. Look, this one we go on now. All the people, one for good we can call it that woman. How they say no make sense. Honestly, we not a good government. I don't think they know in the other for. Honestly, because if you say any government want to feed young people, yeah.
Caller, if I can interrupt you.
Okay, then because the time already up, I will try for.
Yeah, you can call back. Feel free for call back. I just want to take other calls. So I appreciate what you say, and we'll let people and finish the thoughts. So please just call back. So we'll keep the line and going. Let people are not in at the line too long. Okay. So call back. If you thought not finished, just call back. Thank you. Hello, caller. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, Mina Abdullah, they call from Maryland.
Yeah, Mr. Abdul, how are you?
Good. Yeah, I just want to make a contribution on the NIN number. When a very good thing way Salone they do, just like the Social Security in America and the National Identification number in UK. But the NIN number is good for everybody. But my question is becoming so just and the numbers it mix with the NIN number. It mix with numbers and letters. Which will be very difficult for even the literate for them able for cram that numbers big. And which I expect the government for do. It being that this this proposed 2022 elections bill in the pipeline. Gradually I subscribe to the member of parliament that now we provide more centers so that more people will register. Because up till now, the NACRA will begin issue out the ID card. They will begin issue out the ID card. Though even perhaps I will play devil's advocate here. When you register for vote in the United States, do you need to enter your social security number?
Is that a question? I don't think so.
Yes, that's the question. Okay,
yeah.
Then I believe say in previous elections you get people the way they register multiple times. Perhaps, I just want to play the devil's advocate. Perhaps,
Yeah.
now the reason that means where the proponents of the bill, this proposed bill, indicate the national identification number for the placed in there as a requirement for vote for register for vote. I'm not saying that is why, but it's just playing the devil's advocate because people get people the way they register multiple times. Previous elections, we myself aware of. But be that as it may, I believe say they for find a common ground, wherein like the 2028 elections, then go roll that out. But for this election, let them just make sure say everybody because because when myself go now the national the NACRA and I see beaucoup people they go there because I see the awareness beaucoup people they go there for go get that ID card that NACRA from the ID. I see beaucoup plenty of them people they go there go get them. Win a good thing, but I don't know how widespread it is in the provinces. If the provinces then get many centers that people let it go because you get some people who attract people. If people don't say that, because why the reason why people that they go for ID card, that if you want to go for passport, definitely you need them. You open a business now, you need that NACRA day. How many people they open business? How many people they go for passport? If you need to go for a birth certificate, you need them because as of the 1st of June, they don't issue NACRA with immigration, so issue out the working permit. You forget that NIN number day. You want to get a birth certificate, you forget that NIN number day. You go for a passport, you forget that NIN number day. So they don't issue out that. But how many people they go for them various things? You are open a business, you are not going with your passport. Instead, you are going with that national identification number with the ID way that they give you. So, but how many people left? Because when the vast majority of people, especially at the province, they're not literate. They're not aware about that. They're not going for them things, them various things, and the way they don't mention. So means they need more education. Let them roll out and more, so more people go be registered from now on to 2028. So by then, they know they don't cover a large strip of the population as Sierra Leone. So if they want to start 2028 election, it will be easy because by then everybody go don't know in national identification.
Okay, Mr. Abdul, I think you run out of time, but you get some great ideas. I think I recognize your voice. You've always made some constructive suggestions every time you call. So we appreciate if you call back and finish your thoughts because your ideas are always welcome. In dealing with this, the point that what you raise makes sense. If the NIN number consists of figures and letters, and which will level of illiteracy, even for we can read and write, it becomes a matter of memory. And I can tell you for sure, there are certain things about people we're not like for waste to gray matter on. For example, very few of us in this country know a driver's license number. You know, a lot of times, if you ask 5 people which are the driver's license number, without taking it out, you will be lucky if you get 3 people who will tell you by 8. So I understand that. And for the country, okay, I go address that. I'll continue addressing that issue there. But I don't promise people and say I don't want to keep them on the line too long. I take another call. I will address that issue there. So hello caller, what's your name and where side you call from?
Hello, Mr. Shilon. How are you, sir?
Fine. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm okay. Just too sad for my country. Just that.
Well,
yeah. Let me just go straight to the point.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Me a concerned citizen at the call from Freetown.
Okay, that's good. That's good enough. I go address you as concerned.
Let me tell you. You see, is the main thing within the income all this this NIN, all this stuff, this particular government want for cut down the population of the country for votes in 2023 election, because they know say if na vote, if na register and vote no more, they not get one chance for letting them for let them win that election day. You know, because they know say the people they against them because of waiting they go on. And this again lawmakers clear to Sierra Leonean people, you know, like me I support Mother Bill 100% for the starting a kind of power. But this now is not about party, this is about democracy, freedom of speech in the country. You should understand. You know, I believe say if you're not able to get people somebody for it, even you picking every guarantee for it, but getting freedom. But we not getting freedom, it bounce. Now it don't happen at the country. Now everybody so angry because of what they go starvation day. People and they not get freedom of speech. You know, even some people not secure again when they work in the country. We not secure. You work as if you go think say if you go jam somebody, they go call police for you. You understand? Then they go man you without not ask any question. And the police and this time around now, is so really hard-handed. So this election is not about party. This election is about freedom. It's about getting we country. My people and the Australian people. Now we come out and thought we go register massively. And we they reject them. We go register when the NIN bring we vote. Any kind of system where they bring can no ever suppress we. You know, it's enough. You know, look, every chance they go backward. Mr. Silo, if you go on a salon, if you can write down a salon, you go know what thing they go on a salon. You go really know what thing they go on. You say no go leg the country for let's don't they. Everything just be dark. You know, we pray to God, let God make everything go through. And at the big Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters, them, home and abroad, there, we keep the peace because at this the government wants. Lord, you just keep the peace. We go register September till November 4th. We register. Then 2023, election come. Whatever thing, nothing on this job. We not pack, we market them everything. Lock me shop. There we go vote. You know, follow redeem we country. We need for redeem this country. Any kind of way we need for redeem this country ballot box. I tell you, I think let God bless you all. Let you have in another country. Let redeem your country. I tell you, thank you.
I mean, thank you very much. Thank you very much, concerned citizen. I appreciate the call. I will first touch on Mr. Abdul from Maryland in point to be raised about the difficulty, even as things are currently, the NIN number will contain letters and figures, and we expect people to memorize that, where some of the people they know all that literate. And me on personal opinion, because this is what I always talk about, implementing good administrative policy. When you implement policy, you got to take into account the past, the failures of the past, the successes of the past, the present in terms of what we get going. Is it working? And even if it's working, whether there are better ways of doing things to make what you will get now more efficient. You know, that's what you call progress. But again, when we talk about service to country, people need for understand, we need for keep emphasizing this point. It's not enough for go for a big college, for go Jala, for come abroad, for work for the United Nations, or for come America, or for land book in America, or where you don't come over, you go law school in Salone, you can America, for can get some additional credential in the law, just for go back for put that in a wall, that piece of paper there, you know, Americans can get the phrase. When you only concerned about a piece of paper, what we call diploma for putting at the wall, the significance of that diploma there is not even worth the paper it's written on. It's as useless. You do acquire that education there and that knowledge there, not for yourself, but for contribute to the society, the country where you come out, the community, and all of that. We are totally missing the point. In law, particularly in law, what I find, and it's a little bit misleading, lawyers want to forget credentials. You know, BA, LLM, MA, this, that, pack all at the letterhead. Rule number one, in fact, we prohibit that now if you're in private practice because we think it's a little bit misleading to the public. The more degrees you have doesn't necessarily make you a better lawyer. The higher degree you have doesn't necessarily make you a better lawyer at all. I mean, because the whole idea of getting all the credentials and then how much time you think personally, where you don't get the basic requirement. If you want to be a doctor, you don't become a doctor. You want to be a lawyer, you're not a lawyer. It's all up to you how much beyond that you want to gain more knowledge for be able to use that knowledge there for promote what you would call well-being of the society. But we miss the point, and we get the wrong ideas. Even whether you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, whatever you be, when they give them these positions, I don't care whether a CJ, whether an AG, whether a Solicitor General, the performance level drops suddenly because there is a disconnect. You get all this power now, but you don't get this power for undercuts the existing laws then or rules then where you meet in place. You have this power to improve and streamline for make the system better than you meet them when you can have power. But not so we own folks than they do. In fact, when they find constructive regulations in place, they try for undercut them. They use them power, where I think we say they misuse them power for undercut them. And all this they tell on the country. So we just try for let people understand. So this NIN number, if it not beneficial to an extent, here is what I feel. The NIN number should be like almost what we call with social security number, NIA, where they get more than one social security number, and we'll make sure say that number then you no more get them. Now we're not give more than one people the same social security number. So now like a more important, in fact, as time goes on than even your birth certificate. We always get for link that with birth certificate because your application forget that NIN number there. It forget your date of birth. It forget your sex, whether you're a man or woman. It forget your place, who side and born you, the village, the town, the district, the chiefdom. In fact, it would be good if we break them down to that. Village, chiefdom, district, if necessary, province. So, and there is a reason for all of that, because you might have two people of the same name, as you do in this country and many other countries, but you never go mix up the identification because of so many other distinct numbers or information will make you separate two people of the same name as being correctly who they are. So the NIN number, I'm all in favor of it. But I don't see how that necessarily help or get any relevance to the right for obtain ID number for vote. So as a matter of good policy, if we don't have that now, what do you think say the BO government for the do? And again, I keep going to this thing about policy. By now, if we make a necessity that any child, just like with the social security number I have, the moment you're born, you for be assigned an NIN number. In a matter of, let's say, 3 days, The moment you're born, you forget the birth certificate. Let's say within the same time period. So when the information is being taken down, is then take your NIN number, will then assign you, then take you a birth certificate, and make sure that before, in a matter of weeks or 1 week or 14 days, then they'll get that in the printed for give to the parents name of that child there. So what that will do, within 20 to 30 years, everybody will get NIN number without interrupting the flow of things in the country. That's what you may consider to be good policy, or somebody can even come up with a better idea. The main thing now for come up with idea, somebody else come up with idea better than that, and so on. So we will keep improvement. But not for come, you can power, then you break down every policy that was in place that was working, maybe not efficiently, then replace them with anything good. And this is what is happening in Sierra Leone. We keep destroying all the institutions then, wait for all a government intact. So we keep destroying institutions, but then we want progress. It can't go that way. It can't go that way. And these are some of the things that we will get for be concerned about. So I'm all with the group of politicians or parliamentarianism where they raise objection, where you get some suspicion. And I think the government will give ample time to the public for make comments like how people like me to do, for say, for this reason, for that reason, this is right, this is wrong, Now, but if the powers to be then see a political advantage, which even happens in America, which still is bad governance, just because it happens here. In fact, America is not always the best example to look at certain things because the Republicans they're crazy. They have lost their minds. I can say so categorically. They're not there after a good of country. They've had it so good. Life has been so good for them, they want to destroy what you get. But they try to go the opposite direction. We want to improve. We want to catch up with the Qatar, with the United Arab Emirates. We want to catch up with countries there. Even African countries, we want to catch up with Ghana. We want to catch up with Rwanda. We want to catch up with countries like Malawi, because there are so many countries in Africa that are doing good. Ethiopia. Okay, so not always we foresee America, England, France, Germany. No, there are African countries that are surging forward. They are really moving ahead. And you are not going to be able to move ahead and you people and see any degree of progress unless you are nationalistic, unless you have a vision of how you want to uplift the people and condition. But if you are there as an opportunity to enrich yourself, which is what 95% of African politicians think is an opportunity for get gentry. Well, yeah, you go get gentry, all right, but the country go backward, and we'll be on a sliding scale. So these are some of the things we're concerned about. So this NIN number, I greatly encourage people them for really pay attention to that, because it's not enough for criticize. Sometimes it's good, like the callers they would have called previously, suggest, come up with ideas. If you have any, I'm not saying, if you don't have any ideas, that's fine, good, nothing wrong with that. But if you have ideas, don't hold back. Tell me what you feel, because we're all frustrated with the quality of leadership what we get in our country. And this is not unique to the current government. In fact, the pattern has been, spread. You go exempt the Kabah government to a certain extent of being very sincere and then try them best. But in the order of things, where you begin to talk about civilian governments, okay, from Shaka Stevens, no, from Albert Magai to Shaka Stevens, to what are the next one? Anes Kuruma, no, Chijan Kaba, Anes Kuruma, and then now President Bill. You don't, other than President Tijankaba, where really now he come up with things like NASIT, which was very constructively thought out, like a social security, the government, they know that they've always been too much involved in their own self, And when people can talk about streets and roads, in the order of things, if you give people the choice, you want good medical system, bad road, then go take good medical system. You want to be able to put food on your table, but bad roads, then go take a good medical system. So those things not the work. So much work in the talk. The issue is, we beget. I've just been reminded that we also beget President Momo, the Momo government. I mean, it's a shame that we've had this many governments. None of them get anything by way of success, what we can attach to them. Like I say, I exempt President Kaba. It's not my humble opinion. And it's not going to for do with political party. It's just a matter of calling the shots, as I say it. But all these governments come. Shaka Stephen come. Well, first it started with Abraham Magai. Now I got to tell people that this political party nonsense, we therefore stay away from that. I don't know why people then cannot understand. Just deal with the facts. There is nothing you will accuse the BO government of now that the Stevens government or the Anas Kurma government has not done, did not do, and are guilty of. You see? And so it's a matter of these guys being rotational. They belong to a certain club. One then thinks Salone belong to them. Then it doesn't misuse the people. Oh, we all come under the same tribe. Oh, we all belong to the same party. We all come in the same region. It's foolishness. The test should be your life improve, your life better as an ordinary person, your family life, your environment improve. If you don't have pan body, where APC, SFP in a power, how can you possibly support either party if they don't do anything for remove you from that condition day? If you're not able to put food on the table for feed you, picking them, and you wife and you husband, how can you begin lavish praise? I get a video when they show me for example, my 47. When they call my Shaka now, okay? People are dancing with political party and symbol and color. 61 years. Let the people tell you what either party they do for them. What are they dancing about? Isn't that lunacy or craziness or madness? So some of us should be able to let the people know, this is just crazy. So these are some of the things, but let me halt right here. Let me also take another call because I don't want to get too carried away. I'll come back to addressing some of the issues. Hello, caller. What's your name and who's the call?
Hello, US. Are they come from?
Yes. You call from where?
Yeah. France.
Okay. Thank you for calling.
This is issue, but all that we got for blame is the parliamentarians and not honest people in their country. Are the most betrayal people in that country. You understand? If in that country you go back to worst, the parliamentarians contribute 100%. Because now the people who they place laws in that country, they ready for someone, the president, someone, anybody they ready for someone. It don't matter if the opposition and parliamentarians or the president government or the parliamentarians, that don't matter. If the opposition, they will take their stand. They will come out. If they be honest after today, they will tie together, come out make a peaceful demonstration, let the whole world know say that this thing will go on. But no, you too many no go do am because when money where they go right now, maybe Tuesday, people they go sit down for this election act. They don't go meet Brown envelope we get money inside it, or we get something inside it, but let them go cash the money out. How them go talk? They all go mute. You see what them bring at they won't be. Them really they won't be income. Them bring at the same time with this election act. Now give me argue. The government say yes, we will give you now. We don't say we want this for more now. So how them going to talk? How they really defend? Mark my word. This election will pass. Not really the so it will pass. Now we the citizens in Singapore stand up. Most of the politicians, the parliamentarians are within agenda. You say we never and ever again they get to see what them vote them in our parliament because of most of the people they vote them in. And I want to go to the people there. I want to do anything that in constituencies. You know, so they don't fail the people then. So what they look to do now, and we still we get up with all betray we self na quick. They all don't betray the country. If they stand, I'm telling you, if they stand, the position parliamentarian and stand, and it's the matter is they may call this thing. Trust me, Mr. Shiro. They do am. Even if all the police they do so, now they give the police a chance. Even the judiciary, they give them. If they come out, they don't come out, then they lead a peaceful protest. Whether they get clear and not get clear, they come out. People for support them to come out. Because any parliamentarian are waiting in a constituency in the past 3,000 people are waiting at the constituency example. Anyhow, it be 500 must come out for them. They will demonstrate. And they tell you for stop. But not everybody. They will talk to today tomorrow, and before they say 2 days, you don't know because envelope don't they. Thank you, Mr. Shillon. I understand it for this thing. But we parliamentarian are coming to that country. Thank you.
Sorry, thank you very much, sir, for calling. I was muted. Sorry about that. I appreciate the caller, and so please, if you know be give all your thoughts where you be called, please call again, okay? And we'll be more than happy for make you finish your thoughts if chance permits. So it's always welcoming for people and when they listen to the program, forget something for say. Anything when you call and say, we not get necessarily get for agree on which you say, no, do we other listeners then get for agree with you. But I think it's important to we all for let we know which other people and think. And that go help for let we get some idea of which direction the country is going. So that said, I appreciate the caller we just called just now. I share that view there. Parliamentarians, you see, let me say this. It is not, you see, we get to think beyond just wanting. If the whole idea now for President Bio for loss, how does that help the ordinary man? How does that help the country? If they not re-elect President Bio, who now the viable alternative will go make a difference in people's lives? And if there is no such viable alternative, are people just better off for let things be the way they are? Not because they appreciate or they like the current government's the policy, but because, I mean, if you jump from the frying pan at the fire you the land, how does that help you? I see no evidence of these two parties being capable. Even with the best intention, the capability not there. It's just not there for either party for bring the remedy way Salone need at this stage. We really need committed, creative, hardworking people them. We go put their shoulders to the wheel for really make this country become or live up to in potential. You know? So now the main thing that we have to be concerned about, not so much about, oh, well, President Biota disappoints we all. So, I mean, you don't have my arguments. I think he has extremely incompetent members in the team. I think the performance, if I have to grade them, I don't think I'll grade anybody above a D. Okay? So I don't want anybody to get me wrong. But it is not the thing is not a consolation for say one president be for lose to be replaced by whom? The government will get massive record of having destroyed our country there in many ways. The guys then will go buy buses in China for $10 and charge the government $10,000 and charge the government $100,000 per buses. The guys then would be 5-6 houses at the same time. Is this really what we want? You know, or do we have choices? Sierra Leone as it is now, is it just APC and SAPP who exist, or are there other political parties or other leaders with potential? I mean, we too get some hard thinking for do, not the easy way out, you know? So we need for deal with that situation there. Now we've dealt with this NIN number. I can go on and on and on, and I have not been able to address that. But one of the major issues that we want to discuss today, the police brutality, and that topic there has just been exacerbated or highlighted by the arrest or detention of a very prominent civil rights leader in the country by the name of Femi Claudius Cole, a woman. Madam Femi Claudius Cole, because the name Femi can be both male and female. So I just want to let people know. And as we speak, they also say Dr. Dennis Bright of NGC, who went to lend support to Madam Cole, also has been detained. And we have series of issues to be addressed under this topic. One, the continuing existence and increase in police brutality. We have to deal with that. We have to address that. We cannot allow a country, when I say allow, people should call these people out. They should call the embassies of the major countries then for see how police then they brutalize the citizens in the country. We'll foresee how we not respect the constitution, how when people exercise their constitutional right to free speech, when they exercise their constitutional right to assembling, they are arrested. And we'll for call out, make them know say, all this is being done at the whim of one man called Suvula, the Inspector General. And the president has given him a free hand to run the country. He is the law, he is the court, he is the police. I think he is the de facto president. He does what he wants. Because Sierra Leone now, a police state Sierra Leone gets, not to a country where it seems forget checks and balances. And so nothing makes sense that this guy is doing now. Now, why will you arrest? We know, say, the current circumstance, before we get to the police brutality will involve this guy, LAG. Let's talk about the Femi Claudius Cole situation. She and a group of women there, or he and a group of women there, decide to then go wear black, then go do a peaceful demonstration and pray for the country. You're going to lock people up because then they pray for country. Then if you cannot allow, and without indecision, That decision there as to who to be arrested and why they should be arrested is purely the decision of one man who has never, ever demonstrated in fitness for that position there. You know? I mean, we've seen commissioners come and go. I'm yet to think if there's anybody who comes as close to unfitness for that office as this current guy. And President Bill seemed, well, to me, if the president doesn't seem anything appalling about that, it means that's why he has him there, to oppress and suppress people and right. And he's looking the other way. Because if he's concerned, it's about time a pull and accommodate or tell and say, no, I trust your judgment to some degree, but you they abuse the law. Okay? Because Salone has become a police state. And this woman, she streamlined the whole process when the police then come and surround the house, when they come for arrest them, when they say they get a warrant. And I go back to the lawyers in Sierra Leone. We need civil rights lawyers then. The 10 women be young, were at high school. There was a lawyer by T.S. Johnson, the likes of whom Sierra Leone will see anytime soon. He was dedicated to the rule of law. He kept APC out of trouble, represent them all over the country. His life was just defending APC people who were being unfairly arrested by SFPP under Albert Magai. T.S. Johnson, I think, is one of the most renowned, the most committed lawyer, a lawyer who really had a true calling for representing the weak and the poor of society. Too bad a lot of young lawyers then today in Sierra Leone may have never heard of him. But this is how, again, would do a disservice to the dignity and the honor of the profession that once used to be called the noble profession. I think we need to get back to that. It's about time people then start going to courts, getting injunctions against Sovula, because he is doing tremendous disservice and harm to the country and to the people. You know, there are other allegations about Chief Sovula, but they will left that apart. You know, just watching to go on at the country now is appalling. Taking away people their right for demonstrate, you know. Then I also get a comment I will make about the magistrate, where he give people in 36 months. He clearly doesn't know what he's doing. It clearly is a clear indication he's not even properly trained. You don't give 36 months active time in jail to someone you claim is engaged in disorderly conduct, and there is nothing to indicate that the conduct was so aggravating that it warrant active time in jail. Then you get 3 years. That's absolute foolishness. That's nonsense. That just, to me, demonstrates unfitness. You don't give anybody active time in prison, deprive a person of even a day, let alone 3 years. Who is this guy? You know, the country should never be proud of such a magistrate. He's clearly untrained. He needs some more training as to how to be judicious and how to exercise in power as a magistrate in a sensible way, not in an abusive way, as he did with certain people. And the facts don't even seem to support anything about finding people guilty, let alone giving them active time in jail and depriving them. So if you're not a magistrate, you don't even get respect for the law. And everybody, when I see what happened, this LAG issue, but let me stop there. Let me answer another caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? And which side you call from? Hello, caller. Hello, caller. What's your name and which side you call from? Okay, let me go to the LAG issue. Okay, because I don't touch on the Claudia School business, and I understand now. They need for restructure the law. Parliament need for do with something. CID should not be the body that will just interfere with people in civil rights and begin just ask then for kind of CID because they want to talk to the person. Then forget probable cause that the law is being a valid law. Okay, is being because this thing about Miss Claudia's Cole idea, the whole idea about her being arrested because it is for incitement. Okay, that law I just read and just know is so vaguely and poorly worded that I think the lawyers in a Salone for challenge the wording, because most of its content, then they talk about assembling around parliament or congregating, that alone constitutes, and the conduct will constitute disorderly conduct is not clearly defined. So when parliament not define them, and the lawyer then duty for get an injunction for stop the police from putting into effect such lawlessness and let the courts decide or strike that particular legislation day as being vague. Any vagueness in the Constitution should be stricken. So I encourage people, they may go back and read this disorderly, this incitement clause, then go see watching they did. So again, temporarily, let me just deal with the issue of let me digress a little bit. There I talk to a caller. Hello, caller. What's your name and which side you call from?
Good afternoon, Mr. Shilon, and good afternoon, BOS. This is Fadima here.
Hey, Miss Fadima. I thought I recognized that voice.
Thank you. I am emotionally drained with Sierra Leone issue, especially when it comes to the police. But before we go into that, I just want to respond to a comment where one of our sisters they make, Zainab SCC, and somebody else respond to them when they say, Mr. Shilon, they support President Bio, he want let them re-elect him. I think when they misunderstand what Mr. Shilon they talk here. Mr. Shilon, they try to make we the Sierra Leone people then say for 60 years, we don't get them two parties here. We don't let we down. We don't bring we to USA we day so. Because some of us will be done born then 10 then they wait a longer independence and the term they will go up to the, maybe you go say late 70s, early 80s, Sierra Leone was doing much better than the way Sierra Leone they do now. The things that have brought Sierra Leone no more pathway things until we don't get a little bit more, new road, one or two. We don't get internet. We don't get the lights. We've been get lights, we've been there the 10 now what they get. We've been get better water because the people are not been bokuna free, so we've been get water supply and all that thing, and they begin deteriorate when government after government they not do the things of the people. So what did Mr. Shilon say? We don't want pull Mother Bio just for pull them. We want pull Mother Bio if we get to pull Mother Bio as Sierra Leoneans for pull President Mother Bio because in order to do the things of the people. But unfortunately, who that we go put there right now? That is Mr. Shilon point where he can try to make. Because first of all, when you look at the opposition right now, they don't have themselves in order. You look at the people, some of these people that are aspiring on the opposition side for be president, they cannot even do their own lives, let alone if we don't make mistake from past president then Mr. Shilon in the look at who that we go put there we go. Because let me tell you something, somebody asked Fadima the question the other time, say, well, who that you get in mind? I'm not saying the opposition, the biggest person where they get right now, Dr. Samura Kamara. Not because now we don't run before any closer, it be neck to neck almost with president. But the people were tired and the people want to change. So enough. We had NGC, we had C4C, we had many other opposition and many other loud voices. But guess what? No. Right now, that man gets thing over it. And we know how we government they own. We know how Sierra Leone they work. We know how police they force themselves and whether they do anything where they feel for do. So Mr. Shilon they look and say, who don't the alternative will get will pull mother bill? Do we want to put somebody again who will come back to the same thing? Who don't come forward now the opposition? Yes, the APC party, you get good people there inside it. But who don't come forward so far? We're good enough. We're going to call, or we just want for pull mother bill because everybody is tired of this thing. President Bill is not performing the way we expect them to perform. You know, Sierra Leone people cried for change. Sierra Leone people then cry for change. But the way President Bill is handling the situation right now, President Bill is not doing the work of the people. Some people might not like it. Some people will see him if you do one or two things. The other people they don't want. But the majority of the things of the people, the life of the people, the quality of life of the people, the economy is in shambles. And we have a president that is not addressing the issue, going out there, they're having parties when the people then they suffer. So a bunch of women, whether not 5 women, whether not 100 women, whether not 1,000 women come up, a bunch of women they say, we are women of Sierra Leone, we are tired of this, we they suffer, we man they not get jobs, now we they go hustle now market and waiting, homes are being broken, there is high rate of domestic violence because money no they might have their fun. Thief go boku, things that go there, we they see we begin and they languish, then they die of drugs, overdose, we they see hospital and not they make right, we they see this, we they see this. It's all because of the APC, SLPP for the longest time. Unfortunately, NGC camp, they were not strong enough because the leader was not strong enough for camp team up for selling game right. So Salone is stuck with APC and SLPP. And me believe now say anyone will come because now they will get forced because nobody knows step up here. We get cop as a waiting and call Mr. Shilon. We don't come out, but you know they see the strength of them. And the people, if they don't know that Mr. Moa Kamara been come out force, they say you Sabia, you know. Inside the same party, they sabotage, they make and they waiting and call other party come inside. Now the other party they feed for God. President Bill is keeping Sobula over there because if not any other country, Sobula for don't go because of all these mishaps the way they happen at the Sierra Leone police and all this brutality and abuse of power and all this kind of stuff. But no, he would not let him go because he is trying to please his base because he wants to be re-elected. But then Mr. Shilon is trying to say, who is the alternative? Nobody has stepped up that will give us that satisfaction. Say, wow, we life can't change. Mr. Shilon is saying, even if we change, now the same team back will cancel. That is Mr. Shilon's point. It's not like he's supporting President Bio for saying President Bio better than this. No. As a matter of fact, now they here don't say I give him a D. I will not give him higher than a D. you know, but then who is the alternative? We want change. We want to grow. Sierra Leone for grow with people and they suffer. Where people are suffering. Now they don't go arrest Femi Collier-Cole. I cried this morning. I made a video. I will make it then get chance, let them play in the end. I cried. My body they vibrate. When I say I was shaking, I did not like what I heard. And when I went live, I saw this woman live. She's in her home. Because they don't like what she's doing. She's supporting the women that say that they come on Ado tomorrow, 4th of July. Then they come out for tell the government, say, we're not happy. Let President Bill, let the police allow the people for express their feelings. LJ in teen, it triggered me, it took me to a point of despair and hopelessness. Yes, LJ, the accuser of XYZ ABC. But they're at the courts to deal with it, not the police. The police brutalize, dehumanize, and take away a right. It became so, the advantage that nothing that come up behind it. We have a parliament that is betraying the people, that is not working for the people, but looking out for themselves. You're talking about the NIN number. Who sent us in to go get the NIN? As for us in the diaspora, they've taken us out. We, the way they are the diaspora, they say we're not a resident of Sierra Leone, period. The law passed and they say we're not a resident. So we're not even get rights for go register for vote because we're not living a Salone. Even if they go one time for years, if you're not a resident of Salone, they don't consider your residency. And this NIN national number, it is good to have national number, but not to this time you can put the national number when they not say election they can't go register for vote. And if you don't get national number, you know they go register for vote. That means say you take the people the rights away. They're not gonna get choice. You force them to stay home. Then una choose who don't want choose and choose what you want choose. Una put and they so we go back to the same Shaka Stephen era, maybe back because one time we bring all the confusion, we bring all the grievance, we bring all the aggrievement of people. Till we reach to where it hand over and give Momo. Say walker inside Salone. Is that what we want for our country? Is that what we want for our people? We people and Dede. We cousin and Dede. We never and Dede. We party they won't go school there with people and Dede. Some people don't get blood relatives, but they get neighbor there inside it. They get people there where they love there. We don't want that. We police commissioner, President Bioki put I send a tweet where Basita Michael sent, where he talks, say, who stand President Bio go pull this man come out in this state. Who stand President Bio go cool? We don't kill we all done, but they don't go kill we all for talk. They don't go lock we all in a prison. Allow people to voice their opinion. Allow people to breathe. Allow people. We watch on national TV, George Floyd, the policeman puts in neck, he takes power into your hands, he kill another human being. We see what the world revolts against that. Say, no, we cannot stand for that. We don't pass that. We see. So yes, we get back some people and they then on social media after house and they kill una policeman them. Any bad policeman, first they not catch them. But if they know when they don't begin exposed with the invention of camera, with the invention of technology, they have been exposed and the bad one then they weed it out. There are many good policemen there. But we have a police commissioner with Sidom. He can't patap with people. Sidom patap with neck as he talk. Now in the giant, now in the pitbull. Now they come take people and they can suffocate people. Then. What did that woman do this morning? The women of Sierra Leone want to come out. The women of Sierra Leone say, the things ganga. We don't go to market, we not able to say people that not get money. Money not get in there. Yes, the economy is ganga at the old world. But what thing we presidents go do for try for buffer we? At least put back the subsidy for the gas. Many people are not pay $22,000 loan for liter. It is going up and up. You know, and that is the thing. What did Ghana president do? Where we don't begin to say economy don't go. What did he do? He begin cut down, call austerity, what did they call? Cut down spending, cut down some offices. You don't need all that entourage and all that stuff. We're going on party and every day we're flying all over the world. We're having parties over there, big parties, calling people. We don't get money, people and they suffer. Does that show care? Does that show love? Does that show concern for the things of the people, the struggle of the people? No! Let we be true to ourselves. Let we start with conscience. If now we then the treat that way, they're not all with people and then our power. We get to get the courage. That is what we are lacking. We don't have the courage because we have been so brainwashed, we have been so conditioned that then they tell we out for think. How long will that go on? How long will Sierra Leoneans? What is incitement? Incitement of what? For tell the people and say, I deal with Tuna. I agree with Tuna. Now, incitement. That's the new English of the Sierra Leone government. It is not fear, man. It is not fear. It is wrong. And let we able to team up. Let we get the courage. Let we get the courage. The burden of our people is mostly on our heads. Nothing is changing. Man, come on, man. Come on. Let we understand before we go into stuff. Mr. Sheila might sound to you, my sister, but that's not what it really means. It is say, waiting at the alternative. Unfortunately, there's no alternative. Matter Bio, if the people and say they don't tire with the people say President Bio must go, the people will go to the ballot. But don't limit the people at the ballot with this NIN number, wait for go register for vote, for go this, for go that, and even the time what they give for registration. We got to begin say, una make registration all throughout the year. That's like how they do in the country. Any time where you want to go fill out your registration. Even the day of the election, you can fill out your registration. You can register. But they limit us to 1 month. Now they do. Who send them to make that one whole country day? 1 month. And then I forget on the 10%. So they're not country. They're not going to wheels. They're not going to wheels. Then they say freedom number don't reduce. Can them again number pass freedom. But then not sense. Unalo we see through. Unalo get courage for saying. Me na that name, Mr. Shilo. Let me not take over your show, sir. But Sarah, you know, we got to wake up. We got to search ourselves. Let we search with conscience. Some of us, the rebel war was a disaster. But to me, I look at it like a blessing because most of people, the way they are now, they're not going to be ever able to kind of thank God for the rebel war. We get the refugee program and the DV program and all the other programs the way they add to where people in there. They want the way come after the war. After that, when they begin make this DV program. Now because now Boku for they suffer in language by now. But if you don't then then country, yeah, you don't come out of country, you live in a better life. Think about your people you left behind. Not when you go now on your village or when you go now your city, you can't say, hey, don't come on the beginning work at the end, you like that. So you know why let the people and grow and come out of that kind of poverty condition there. We want someone for let them behind we want someone that they can ask. We don't want to restore them dignity. We don't want to bring back the middle class in Sierra Leone. We don't want to open Sierra Leone for let Sierra Leone thrive and grow, and every Sierra Leone get from waiting with the gets and the ground. Let it be shared evenly among the citizens of Sierra Leone. For give dignity, conducive services, good places, good hospitals, water supply, good stuff, light, 24-hour light. We don't want that for ourselves, for our people, because we don't live there. Now 1 month a year we go. How many people have retired and come right back? Then they retire, then they build house, then they left the house, then they come right back and sit down back again. Because you're against, you retire. Because you're not going to use style like that. You don't get 30, 40 years in a people country. You want to go back now, house. You want to go back. Because our people with children, they all those scatter, long term people, and they go land book, then go back in a future. We won't call land book now we sit down. Me, I don't come from 80s. Now we sit down because there's nothing to go to. There's nothing that's fun. There's nothing when you go there, you don't have people that say, oh, we enjoy it. Now we get money in your pockets. And I make you enjoy. Me, 1 week I did it on this. One make 2. I don't ready for comeback. Because I cannot take it. Mentally for me, I cannot take it. So now Mr. Shiro on the talk. Now I want just one defender because I don't think that's fair to him. For let you think that way, they say he wants for let us elect Mother Bio. No, he say what is the alternative? Because the APC, they're fighting each other. The hypocrisy. Then I can sit down sometimes and member say, maybe an Escoman did the right thing when he select. Because some of these people are Judases all over the place. They're fighting each other. They cannot come to one for the good of the whole. Everybody is looking out for themselves. Everybody in the team. Then they look out for themselves. The selfishness of our beings, that's our problem. We don't care about we people. It's about how you go get the status, how you go say X, Y, Z, A, B, C. That is the problem. That is the problem. They don't care about us. They're not fighting for us the way they're supposed to fight. We send them a parliament for let them go talk for we and then what did they call for we? Advocate for we. But what is the change? How people in life? Una look. If the change done there, then una support evil. If the change don't there now, una people in life, if una life better, if you support get soap, if you able to wash yourself with soap, then go back again. But if you majority, you until your uncle, you never you picking them. They're all waiting and call other people picking them, they suffer. If you not person with conscience. I attacked somebody on social media the other day, about 2 weeks ago. I said, why are you so evil? I said, you people are the future of Sierra Leone. I said, some of you will get for white for now of Sierra Leone politics because if you're not touch power, you're going to be dangerous. I said, but I will not fight with you on social media. Let's talk offline. He came to me offline. You know what the person tell me? It is just the party that they fight for the party because when you do that, they recognize you. How long will we do that? How long will we do like we uncle there? What we uncle and papa them we don't do? How long we go do the old dirty trick then for come back to the young one there? Then we continue. Won't not they grow? Look at Ghana. We're not ashamed. Look Guinea, never. Look Gambia. When a granite no more than get. We're not ashamed. Mr. Shilo, that not take over because I don't tire with social media.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Every day. But if you're not see me at this, I just tire with Salone. I'm not gonna diet, but I go regroup and I go come back. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fatima. We always appreciate your contribution, and you make some wonderful contribution. So please stay alert, stay connected, and have a nice evening. Please call back if something pops up in your mind before the show is over. So let me go to a caller. I get some callers there. Hello, caller. What's your name and who's you call from?
Good evening again, Mr. Shilon. This is a caller from Leicester, England.
All
I
right.
don't challenge you on this issue where you talk this word where people and they think say you support Madam you.
Yeah.
I know
Well, that's
I
because
mean
let
I
me.
understand your
May I?
point.
No, no. Hold 1 second, if you don't mind me interrupt you with all due respect. Those who are challenging me, they not think critically, and they are not thinking. They are not listening. If they listen to what you have to say, there is a word in English that talk about viability. You know, when replace somebody just for replacement. These two parties have a history of having governed that country there for 61 years. They have clearly established evidence that they are incapable, they are unfit. The evidence is clear. So what is this fool we're making of ourselves for say if APC no rule, SFPP for rule. If SFPP no rule, APC for rule. Not adding to the fact that these two parties have recycled politicians. So a lot of APC people and the SFPP want upon a time. A lot of SFPP and the APC. Is that what we want? So if we are trying to be fair to the people, we should make it clear. It's not enough to just make Mada Bio loss. Now I make a preface me comment by saying if I have to grade the Bio government, I will give them a D. Their performance is just pitiful. So I feel sorry for the country because we, the people, now even do the critical thinking. They are oppositions. There are other people. You get other people there. So why are we forcing ourselves into this position of APC or SFPP? Why don't we want to go outside the box? That's all I'm saying. But sorry for interrupt you. Go ahead, sir.
I get your point. The only what I just try for what we do here. If you talk that kind of word there, looking at the present circumstance, even would just talk and say you support the man, even though you analysis to me quite clear, even if you don't tell me before, I don't understand now. But me, I stand on one point. If the worst any person now will better pass this president. Why? Because if you then say they take out this issue, anybody where they in power, it will be 2 times. The president not for do anything, will just on the do second term. Now for just teach them a lesson. The sad reality is that forget what force is not viable at this moment. So let me take up so even though they talk to you so I strongly oppose these two political parties because as you say, they have no track record when you say we have to give them a chance. But this is what it is at this moment. So now I try to talk say if you mention that one, I mean say you try to okay, now we don't get another person at the APC, no left you already get chance. No. Because why be no? These people are way things they had so that's around the world. The governments around the world they make austerities. Then people they will not get no go book from where they kind of power and they can pay ABC left the country in austerity. What the hell is that? UK is still under austerity from 2010. Nobody's talking about that because they go to the lowest austerity like savings. They not close a lot of police stations in this country. They know welfare, they don't cut them. So people are still here because they see. You know, they read politicians talk about that. But they go also, even now, so I know they don't want to do austerity because they use that for political purposes. Then people are again hate them. How we ever think of giving people another chance? Because they no get no idea for economic viability. All which they care about, say they pay their salary, them get their salaries, they get their salaries. Now, an instance, Lima, when the whole person bag. Now a rich man just all of a sudden. So this is what they care about. So now we know this idea, make we just let them work accept them, see, for this time being. Even Naomi could be like the idea of waiting the cop. Why make a get because why if all people that come together, nobody would say I do a million way, only let her power party also. You know, because we in a country we say coalitions now the rule. We coalitions they it will give people other views them, then they come on board for governance. So the worst policy right now, you better pass this man. Because this man, look at him now. COVID don't listen. Now I don't come again for boy worker all around the world. You know, it has nothing. Huh? Any side this man, any side this man, the outside. Which kind of president I want it? You know, go full the kind of power. You know, go no side. It's not a country. It do something.
All right. Thank you very much, caller. So we always appreciate your contribution. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. The gentleman from Leicester, England. Thanks a lot, and please keep listening and keep calling. We'll greatly appreciate it. Hello, caller. What's your name and where you call from? Hello, caller. What's your name and where you call from? All right. While we're struggling to get a caller back on the line, let me just address some of the issues. You know, with all due respect to with people, they need for listen carefully, and we need for start for think critically, because like the gentleman from Leicester, we call so. Now, this is a classic case of we can agree to disagree. I don't agree that the worst person is better than the current government, because we get foresee evidence of better performance for just because all we will be doing will expose the country to another batch of hungry wolves and lions then who can take over and begin kapu like they do before. The evidence is clear. The Koroma government was corrupt. A lot of people get rich. A lot of government funds were displaced, misused. Then it's a fact if you care about Sierra Leone. It's not got nothing to do with liking or hating APC. The unfortunate side, I don't know how to make myself clearer, and I create at the talk. I am saying, I start off like Ms. Fatima said, if I have to grade the BO government, I will give them a D. They are terrible. And in fact, the other thing that is so offensive, President BO, they show nothing but contempt for the intelligence of the country. Because you can't be saying there is no money. You continue for the use private jets, were expensive. You continue for the fly all over the world. You continue for the spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, because it's a misuse of your power. It shows say you don't care what the people think. You don't care about the reality. You don't care about whether people in the sofa. Now you're not the president. You can do as you please. Yes, you can. You get that power there. But is that what the complaint about APC and Skuruma and government was all about? So you said, well, come and do likewise? So I'm just telling with people. So unless you want to tell me, say, when life be better, life was great for when under APC, why will you people want to go back to them when you know, say they will take off from where they left off? These guys are not going to change when their lives. No, I challenge anybody who thinks it because the other party kind of power, their life go better. When life not go better, their own life go better. The one that kind of power, for sure. Then go get richer. Then go put them picking in a private schools. Then go bring them picking abroad. When they have them get belay, then go come abroad, come born them picking, then go become American citizens, and go become Germans, and go become Australia. Their lives will be better. I challenge any ordinary man. When a bomber you tap, when a bay you tap, where you na watchman, you na motor apprentice, tell me, say, if you support APC, if you support SFPP, your life will be better. It's foolishness. So now we on job for try for educate the people, them let them not succumb to this misdirection and brainwashing. That's all I'm saying. So, but people are being simplistic. Oh, Mr. Shillon at the support bill. I will never descend to that level there for support either one of these political parties, because I think say anybody will getting wheat about them. When you support either one of these two parties, SFPP or APC, you've lost your mind, because they are not good for the country. So I want to make that clear. I'm not making a choice between the country. The other thing I'm saying, but we have other opposition parties. Can't we take a critical look at these guys from Yom Kela and others? How worse can they be? How bad can they be if you give them a shot? But me not for be the spokesman and then for president case. Like let the people know say there is alternative or there are choices between other than APC and SAPP. So not to make it for make them case, but this is what I'm saying. You know? So hello caller, what's your name and where you call from? Hello caller.
Yeah. Uncle Shilon, now for calm down a little bit. The reason why you see the people and the bash at you, I want me understand.
No, the people are not the part with me. Or some people get.
They come. Uncle. Some people. You see, during the war, when they hold somebody, when they suspect as a rebel, when people then temper they had, then they grab. Now a similar vengeance, now a similar thing where they happen with the BO government. Everybody be expect BO for do very well. If not to 80% self, at least 60%, everybody will get that from BO. Because BO fail, we all. So even though self you do good now, self, people are not want anybody where they praise that. This now a result for tell you say BO can rule bad. Now that vexation they the people get. Uncle Shilon, there are people where they Salone they do very well. We're not the big, we're not the act for favor. If I tell you how many people and they call now overseer for act for favor, you say self go ask what you wrong with your leaders then. BO government, if not what you go implement. You want to tell me, say, when they go, this lady, Madam Cole, when they go arrest them today? You don't know? You know. You want to tell me, say, when they go shoot my Kenny? You don't know? You know. You want to tell me, say, when they go kill Tombo? You don't know? You know. 91, you don't know? You know. That baba when they kill Nakela, you don't know? You know. That lady when they rape Nakela, you don't know? You know. The biggest killing. Na Panama, beyond all no, a leader not for this. This they tell we say the leader don't lead we ugly. Now that vengeance the people get. But one thing where they disturb Salone now, will not get people away love Salone naturally. Beyond all state capturing. And this state capturing now don't destroy Salone. If not to be only 1 year will change Salone. Now we the Sierra Leoneans therefore change Salone. But because the state capturing don't cause the damage. And we all for team up and free Salone from the vengeance where Bio goes. Bio don't fail you already. You don't fail you. And you know the one rule people have by colonial days way. If registration is the franchise the people again, you know the work. Somebody want to demonstrate. Coward, being government is coward. Woman they want to demonstrate. Let them be. Let them be. But how the country go develop? Now the thing is when they disturb the problem Baku with politicians they're all hypocrites. But I tell you one thing, Uncle Sheila, Salone people right now, them prefer even a blind person for rule we than Bio rule the country. And they tell what it go on right now the people are hard. The president need to come out and speak to the people. You want to tell me say during election campaign, Bio they come out and speak to the people. He go come out and speak to the people, but now he doesn't care. I go give chance me other people analyze. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I take all your word them seriously. Thanks a lot for calling. Okay. Hello caller, what's your name and which side you call from? All right. I get high regard for the people them because it's good that people are passionate about this, and I appreciate the people and what they call for a different view. I will get different view for express that view there on the air I just want to let people realize, say, where they talk for the rest of week. And there are certain things Ms. Fadima can always point out. For people like me, for people like him, the only reason why we take them position and I spend this much time talking about the well-being of the country is because I know the potential what our country gets. I know how much we can able to do for ourselves. I know how much we can able to change the people in life. I know that things can get better. And it bothers me. In fact, I label it as gross wickedness because we brother and get, I mean, why would you be content with somebody living in a pan body? And you say we get a government. What's wrong with public housing and affordable housing? Who speaks for these people? The man within a pan body, in fact, to a large extent, he's a threat to public health because he get for do the things then what we all do. He get for shower, he get for easing himself, he get for urinate, everything everybody has to do. So if I can't do a decent place, you get for doing a treat where they endanger we all. But again, let me hold off on my own comment. Let me take 2 quick calls because we're approaching the end of the program. I want to take some more calls. So, hello caller, what's your name?
Okay.
Where you call from?
Yeah, me again. I've been called the time we don't know this now. I've been still now I come to the police issue. This police issue, when I know since Salone, even they say Makituma and them government they want decide who like for lead. Now the thing is, where we say policeman them they know they do their job. They know what to do. They know their job description. They know, but they just want to make make them see how they do a papa. You see me now how are they do things them them kind of people and they. And now I come to the judiciary. You talk this say let lawyers then can challenge. I don't know if you mind the common say there are a lot of cases at the Supreme Court, waiting at the Supreme Court challenging the laws of the country. The judiciary will not come out with a judgment. And they give one thing, this public order act. This now 5 years so where sorry Sengbe Mara, if not so they call it. If you don't care and go to Supreme Court to make the interpreter which them because they get to understand it, say not to permission you need. You only need for inform the police. The police are not inform where them put that out to the form. They not take as a permission. In don't care and go for make interpret them till today. They don't interpret them. Look the general issue. They not care and go to court. They say the original say okay, now we go for let us interpret them. They not do one. President Bill election win. When they can go to court, they only judge them after 3 years. So the man almost finish in term. So not the issues they plenty na the Supreme Court. So they not the talk to them. I don't know if why you forget about that. They know they do anything because the man is only as head of the judiciary also they get for select them to the president and he get for do what they put on there for. Just like they put the Speaker of Parliament, they really pass bill in the Parliament. So everything is organized and they don't do things them. So now the states not go before. So make take your attention on that. Say there are a lot of issues people they will only challenge. There is no judgment till today way at the top of the issue. So today anybody who want to go ask any other question, say then we take and put on file. When the opposition being the petition people from the ruling party, till today they say they not see the file them. So I just try for put your attention, make it not feel people not challenge, but you challenge something they do it. Where they spend money for the COI, where they ask what they say they're not channel and do the right procedure. Till today they not give we how much they spend, but we see how much they get back. Now this money issue where they say they print. Now they not agree to how much they spend. Anybody who ask them, they say, well, let them go to the right channel. You never know. That's how they run the country. So I want to make you know that, say, not to see people really try, but the one within authority, they will not do anything about that because they're comfortable, their jobs are secured, they satisfy the master them. That's what that matters. If you satisfy the one way, put you there, you fine, you go to go. You go there for the 5 years or 10 years. And you will for to round up, make I just tell you, say, but this issue of second term to the president, make we all put say, make this man come out there, let any other person come. Because we know say that idea of a third force is not work for now. For this moment. Now that's what we get for say. Thank you very much for giving us audience this night.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for calling back.
Right.
And your points are well taken. So please stay tuned. I will greatly appreciate your participation. Let me take another caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you call from?
Mr. Shilon, Madam Fadima again. I'm Fadima again. And
Okay.
I listened to the last two callers and when they talk on this war when it don't happen as Salone. We fought 11 years of senseless war because people were disgruntled. People feel say they don't take advantage of them. And one of the second to last caller, I don't remember his name, he talked on the trauma. I want to go small about the PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. When a lot of people have gone through trauma, we're a country, we're not healed from all that trauma. People are still hurting because we still get governments there where they come, when they do the things right and treat the people right and they take advantage. And this is why the cry is so loud on social media. Only the one that where they eat from waiting that they eat right now, and then they look like say good, they miss them, they're lawless, then this and that, because it's not them. But the country is like we're there in the middle. And people are hurting. A lot of people have not recovered from that 1991 war where we fed, say to 2000, whatever. We get a reconciliation. They sat at the table, then put recommendation, but nobody is respecting it. President Bill come. In the first one, he said, Bintumani. He said, okay, the egos of men played in this. Okay, say call Ernest Koma. If he call Posse Inoka, if they go for some. Is that the way a president will talk? Not for try for reach out and find out why make that day. Because Ernest Koma back said, he said, for being go for the good of the country. But he said they're not call and say to the last minute or whatever, they don't engage. I don't forget what in the excuse was. But we country, we are bleeding, we are hurting. And if they're taking us back to that time, the things they do you, the trigger certain behavior of waiting they don't happen and the advantage that we don't take, that's why people are bleeding. And if you don't allow the people to say, this is what is going wrong that I don't like, and if you don't get the tolerance for tolerate such, listen to the people, the voice of the people, because the people voted. They voted second round. A lot of this woman that is in jail right now, where they don't detain right now, Femi Claudius Cole and Spencer, they all. They vote. Come on, when they lock in jail, they all go vote for President Bill. They all come out, all this time. Nobody not talking at you again. Judiciary, nobody do nothing. Parliament, nobody not talking. They're not be seen. They put on a jail, they say XYZ, do 30 days, not getting case done, not right case. They all are. Nobody know they answer. All man they afraid for talk. Everybody they grumble in a corner. Everybody they bleed. Everybody they waiting and call. People are hurting. People are bleeding. We cannot continue like this because if we continue like this, it's not gonna be good. You know they born good picking, and so them make it say. When we see something, let leap on at the board, let cut them before it comes on and bone now with root. This police commissioner, whether President Bion now or I don't know, President Bion needs to come out and speak to people and understand the pain and understand the struggle, but at the try for do X, Y, Z. But he's not showing no concern. All he cares about is to satisfy the base. Even in base camp, then they shape themselves, they defect themselves right now, and they talk inside it. So should that not say, hey, wait a minute here. People are not happy. Let me find out why people are not happy. Let me go to town halls. Let me go say, instead we there all over the world, we they go every conference where they make, where they sign every treaty agreement, but yet when we come to the people, we cannot implement the same thing that we don't go sign for can make people their lives better. It is wrong. That is my frustration. That is me waiting and call. How long we go continue as Sierra Leoneans for live substandard? Now we all right. God give we all the right. We all born equal. Everybody in a mama born, we born equal. 9 months, some na 7 months, some na 6 months because of premature birth. But we are mortal man that we get feeling. And if you not take care of, I don't say I don't pass my time, but come on. If we not take care of the problem, I'm sorry, we don't want to get into that kind of way. We don't want to get back there. We don't want to get back there. We tell President Bill, we don't want to get back there. I address the people, fix the problem. So I need to go. You need to go. You need to go. 2023, the people will decide. And this NIN number, this national security number, national waiting and calling number, waiting ID number, whatever it is. The national ID number. It's not going to work this time. And according to Chelnaba, on Tuesday, they're going to debate it again in Parliament. So now they're bringing all this distraction. So we attention with Depa, Femi Claude Cole, and Julia Spencer, and Dr. Spencer, we don't know. It's the same thing. They're going to see these things in Parliament without, they just a rubber stamp and they make all things with people then born free, which you don't back to stuff and say, hey, go down for you. God the day. No, God not they come until we do, until we move, until we do. No, this is not how it's difficult. So have a good day, family. And Una, remember, this is the voice of Sierra Leone. Everybody's opinion counts. Sometimes I will make for bring it to my side. Sometimes you go carry me go to your side. But everybody's opinion can. Let we like all the land, so we learn for disagree, for agree, respectively. Then we go learn from other. So we'll go down now. Oh yes, that person they right. Yes, waiting and talk show now right thing. Yes, he makes so well. Sometimes that's how we do. That's how civilized world do. Slavery be done. The master not forget came over we head. So I left una till next week. Maybe I go hear him and not hear me. But really, Salone, one girl put on somebody put on say Salone business high blood pressure. Man can die. Can pick it again 4 years. Yeah, I don't know many more Sierra Leoneans than them. We can do them. We can talk. What not happen? We can talk. So I love you all. God is love. Go be your own. Go do your own. Go make a change. The change you want to see. It's in your court. We lay down, check on yourself. Are your people happy? Are their lives better? Is that what we want for ourselves and our people and our country? We don't want to grow like Usa we did now. Yeah, we they go through all kind of stuff, but we they endure because we know, say, we have for sustain with life, and we also get for sustain the one that we left behind. I love you now, Fadima. Go be your own beautiful. Go be your own. Till next week, if I see you again. Alhamdulillah. If not again, Allah. That. Una pray for me. Me say they pray for Una. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fadima. Let me take a couple of calls and that will be it. Now only 2 calls I will take. Hello, caller. What's your name? I will say the call for.
Hello, Mr. Shilon. This is Janet Matamusa here.
Oh, Miss Janet, nice to hear your voice.
Thank you so much. I just want to to the point where you make a great analysis about if people are want for replace Bio simply because they want for take them out because they want to replace them with the APC. And I think that point there, a lot of people not seem to understand them. And I'm glad the way you take the time out tonight and try to break them down in a way that people will see what things they talk. There's no point. APC they do exactly what the SLPP they do. Then una they set for remove this one because you know replace them with this other bad one. And obviously there are other parties in the country, you know. So
Exactly.
people will begin to think outside the box. Well, if this SLPP party not do well, APC not been performed too well last time, let us try a new party and see how we go from here. If that is the objective, then of course you will understand it. But if the objective is to replace one with the other, then it doesn't make any sense at all. And I thank you very much for you really put essence on that, for let people understand where this is going. It's not about you supporting SLPP or supporting another party. It's just about being objective, you know. The other thing I want to talk about very quickly, I just want to ask you as a seasoned lawyer, I mean, this whole idea of arresting Madam Femi Claude Cole and the NDC chairman, Dr. Dennis Bright, the law say if you break the rule, they're going to catch you. That is to say, if you protest if you protest without permission to protest, then you are open to arrest. But this is not what has happened. So I don't understand, sir, whether you will explain to me whether there's something gravely wrong with this arrest tonight. Because possession doesn't take place within somebody's home. People then gather inside the woman's house. They talk about issues them. Get right to them. Is a leader for any party. I don't understand what really happened there. I don't know whether you want to break this story, whether we can understand them. Or Savula being the law he has become, obviously acting outside his own power, whether this is something we need to look at. Because this is something very disturbing to everybody right now. Thank you, Mr. Shilo, for being patient to listen to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Musa. Very quickly, as the gentleman from Leicester, England, called and point out for, say, the Supreme Court cases are being taken up to the Supreme Court. Some cases have taken long. They've taken 2-3 years. Well, we shouldn't give the Supreme Court a break because they too are contributing to the problem. There is no reason why a Supreme Court cannot give series of decisions every year. There is no reason why a Supreme Court should have the freedom for choose if they want for just let cases and sit them indefinitely. They should have a system by which if cases make sense for them for take, then for go ahead and not for be up to them for let the case sit on 3, 4, 5 years. They are doing a disservice to the country. I know I agree with the gentleman that there are that many cases where they talk about the nation's Supreme Court. If you talk about 4 or 5 cases that are there, which is terrible for them to be sitting there 3 years, but that's not enough. I am saying to the lawyers, and I think they're trying, I'm saying to the lawyer, bombard the Supreme Court with cases. So put the ball in court. If they practice in laziness or inefficiency, if not that mediocrity and standard, let it be. But they should not be given the option of when cases go there, it's up to them. If they want to take 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, it's ridiculous because they too have a responsibility to the country because, the system is like an automobile, like motor car. If the engine not the work, like you get 4 brand new tires now the car not go run. If the car they run but the transmission and bug, like you get good engine and 4 brand new tires, the car not go. For the country for be operable, we get for run the country on all cylinders, and that goes for the Supreme Court and the court system itself. It goes for Parliament. It goes for the president. And I think once people can get this basic understanding of how to run governments, things will get better. So my thing is, I don't get any pity for the Supreme Court if they are overwhelmed with cases, which is not the case. They don't even have, a Supreme Court, they give 1, 2 decisions a year. What are they doing? What are they being paid for? Just for give 1 or 2 Supreme Court, sometimes none at all. It's about time we'll put some attention on the court system too, that are not doing any better. We've seen that this country, if it wasn't for the court system in the United States, Donald Trump would have turned this country upside down. It was the judiciary that stood their ground. People and they forget say, when he makes 62 challenges in a court about election fraud, he lost all. The court disagreed with him. Okay? Had the court not stood fast, America will have been a different country we would talk today. Because Congress, the Senate got all mixed up, and they play like Sierra Leone politics. Now the court stood firm and still continue for wrestle this man down, for show to and say hey, it's not above the law. So I'm a great believer in the legal system because I'm part of it. And I know the difference it makes in the lives of people because if it wasn't for the legal profession, America would not have been what America is today. Separate but equal will have been the law of the land, and black-white situation will have been. Now the lawyers who stood firm with the rights safe planes because of product liability lawsuit lawyers in the file. Would he eat safer food because of product liability? So the legal profession is a fantastic profession. It's a noble profession. If we can only focus the goodness where they bring to mankind. That's all I'm saying. So lawyers should be encouraged greatly. They should never get tired, regardless of how corrupt the government is, for stand-up. That's why I cited T.S. Johnson. In the 60s, this was a lone lawyer who was traveling from Freetown to Kabbalah, to Kailaun, to Kenema, to Bo. I saw this man with my own eyes when I was in high school. And I know what an efficient lawyer. If Shaka Stephen was not an ungrateful man, that man should have been the first QC when APC came to power. Okay? The contribution we make is so substantive and substantial that nobody in the legal profession I know of made any more contribution to APC than T.S. Johnson. And now a name probably very few young lawyers of today may have ever heard of him. The best, one of the best defense lawyers then, besides political cases. This was a man who handled the case of, people don't know the case of Kurubale. Kurubale was a diamond dealer of Gambian descent, where a high-power police officer tried to get deported illegally. And in the process, he killed this man in the presence of witnesses in Nawataki. Nobody wanted to defend Kurubale in Sierra Leone because we've never seen such a case in which a supposed foreigner in broad daylight had killed a high-level police officer. They were trying to hire lawyers from England for can represent him. T.S. Johnson stepped forward to say, there is no need. I will do it, and I will do it for free. And this is a man who killed a top police officer in the presence of people in Wataki. People should check the story. At the end of the day, when the dust settled down, he was then Justice Biden Sierra Leone. He was found guilty of manslaughter, not murder. High defense, efficient defense, the best defense any lawyer has ever put forth for a defendant in Sierra Leone. That's T.S. Johnson, unmatched by any criminal defense attorney that I have ever known in the history of Sierra Leone. So we need more T.S. Johnsons. That's all I'm saying. For those who understand the judicial and legal history of Sierra Leone, does they encourage lawyers them? You get for fight the good fight, because it's not a profession what we belong to just for make money. What I'm doing here, I'm not getting any money out of this, but I feel bound that I should help humanity in my own way. Not only scientists them, the doctors that are there to help human beings. We are the social scientists will get for fight for the voiceless. So I strongly encourage you now, and then please participate. If we have any more caller, I would just take this call, and that vow this is going to be the last call. Hello, caller. What's your name? Who's the call from?
Hi, good evening. This is Anonymous. How do you do? It's been a while.
Thanks for calling.
Hi. Thank you. Mr. Shilon, I got high regards for you. I love how you did present your show all the time. And I believe we'll say you are one of the lights them way people and they look up to in a very dark age right now in Salone. I guess what the person may try to say about maybe thinking, say you they support the current government and thinking, say you want them to let them stay in power. I guess the misunderstanding comes from when you say there is no better option, because we're looking up to you and we're looking to hear like what suggestions you have, because we respect and value the work we did put in. Yes, SLPP and APC, they're not doing the right thing. You know what I mean? They don't bring so much pain to the nation. But we do have an option. That option is the voice of the people. And because of that voice, now that make the elected way people them stand for talk, then they be intimidated by the police force and also by the current government, because then they strive to suppress that voice of the people. And that is the most powerful option that we have right now. The only way where we go able for there we push forward is to hold them accountable, whether it be APC in power, it be SLPP in power. We know they are all the same hooligans, but at the end of the day, if the voice of the people is heard, then these two parties will understand that they can no longer play with the minds of the people, because that's what they've been doing for generations now, because they think they can come in and fool the people and just do whatever it is that they want to do and get away with it. And for a long time, the people have not been standing up. So now that the people are trying to stand up, they are being suppressed. And this is the only option, the voice of the people. You are quite right when you stated that we don't have any better option when it comes to the two parties. Because when you look at the current government right now, the thing will make BO so we make BO in government, so we make him feel now that it's just reckless. It is not, the man don't care about the people. He's not listening to the people. He's just out there doing what he wants to do. So that because when we begin to look back at the APC, the reason we make the people vote to the SLPP is because they were tired of the things that the APC was doing back in the days. So they chose the SLPP, hoping that the SLPP will come and do better. And now SLPP is here. SLPP worse than APC. So you see the contrast? When you begin to compare and contrast between these two parties, you begin to realize that SLPP for this main time and for the next coming term, they are no good for the country when you compare them to what APC did. Now they are all birds of the same feathers. They all flock together, but the voice of the people is the most important voice here. And whether it's APC or SLPP, this is the voice that has to rise higher. This is a voice that has to sing the highest note to make sure that these two parties understand that we as the people can no longer stand up for this. So when you say stuff, Mr. Sheelan, you are that voice. You are that voice. We are that voice. You know what I mean? So I guess that this disappointment come and people, they get confused when you say we not get, like, we want for you which option you get. You know what I mean? You can't just say there's no option. Give us an option if you can. But I know maybe you're trying to remain neutral. That's fine too. But that's all I gotta say. Thank you all for hearing me. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling. I appreciate your thought. Let me just touch on, to close, let me touch on 2, 3 things. There are more callers, but if I keep this going, we're not going to end, and then I'm not going to be, if the callers would just hold, I'd say I was just going to take this last call we just called. So, but please hold so I'm not going to forget some of the issues that I want to touch on very quickly. Ms. Janet Musa be called about the law and whether the arrest with the police is of Ms. Femi Claudius Cole is a fair one, and if it is even proper. I did read the statutes now, or as with the debate, with the get this discussion. I think there is the thing is general. The statute is generally vague, and I don't even understand why they keep referring to the House of Rep, and they keep talking about how can it be illegal? How can it not be violative of the Constitution? The law itself should be stricken in the sense that they are prohibiting people from assembling, for discussing matters of common interest. This is not the law. This so-called incitement. I mean, the word incitement gets a negative connotation. When you incite, it's for accomplish a destructive outcome. You don't incite to do good. If I say, hey, let's go, if I call 5, 6 people, I say, let's go play soccer, I'm not inciting these people. If I call 5, 6 people, I say, let's go do some charity to the people and to people out there, that's not incitement. But they don't make it look like whenever you assemble a group of people, the word is just wrongly being used about incite. An incitement will always lead to a negative or destructive outcome. Now, then they preempt the woman by even arresting her before any law is broken. Then the police get the power in Sierra Leone, and the CID, this is a common practice. And this goes way back. This is what I'm talking about. It didn't start with the BO government. When NSF can then continue the same malpractice where the previous government did do, when that they criticize. This is my frustration with what I'm telling people to be very careful how they think. Then they all say all this thing about Awoche and Escobar to do wrong. But what has it done right? Or what is it doing right? So this is the main point we need for focus on the way them fellow and they run the country. So the law, this current disorderly conduct, incitement law, I strongly encourage the lawyers to attack them strictly on constitutional ground. I think they can attack them on vagueness because it's not specifically described which conduct the statute prohibits. And if you prohibit legitimate conduct of assembly, like me sports, like me teammates or something, it should be challenged because it's an unreasonable law. Okay, so this is where I'm encouraging lawyers them, examine their statute here. Start stopping this power, this extraordinary power that Sovula is exercising that has been a common practice. Keep the police out of politics and keep them from stop harassing politicians. That's not to their job. There are a lot of things where they're supposed to do what they're not to do. The degree of lawlessness, the crime and everything, when for the stop. But for them to take upon themselves, for the harassed peaceful citizens. No, they cannot make it a style of just detaining people and taking people in the rights from them. And I'm highly disappointed at these organizations, international organizations, who don't see these things as being the kind of thing that is just contrary to every democratic principles. So, in answer to Ms. Musa, I cannot make sense of the statute itself. I don't read them in a rush, but I think it is vague. And vagueness in any statute, it should be stricken by the court. But the court is not going to get involved unless the lawyers bring the case up. Parliament may not do anything because Parliament itself not get a judicial body where for sit down, they draft laws, advise them, and do the right things. So there's a whole lot wrong with the system. Okay, with respect to the young lady we called just now, maybe there is some misunderstanding. I did not say there is no better option. I asked the question, now, not only two political parties will get in Sierra Leone. Why are people so stuck on APC and SAPP? Why can't we do some critical thinking and say, how worse can it get if we not try other political party? I just stopped short of recommending any political party. I even say I cannot be the spokesperson. But now we, the people, for start looking and let APC and SAPP know, no, we're not going to pull one and put the other one over and over and over. We'll get better sense than that. And even the opposition parties them, we get for critically examine their leadership. Some of them get record, we'll get NGC, we'll get C4C, I don't know which one, another one, any other one, So my thing is, I am not recommending anything, but I'm saying we are not stuck with APC and SAPP. Now, we don't convince ourselves, say, now that's where, but it's not true. The reality is there are other opposition parties then in the country. So why don't we want to take a look at them? I mean, some of them get very competent leadership, Who is going to say Dr. Yom Keller is unfit to be president? Who is going to say Dr. Dennis Wright? Who's going to say any of these people? But if we take with prejudices and with biases and with narrow-mindedness, then we have nothing to complain about. If we now have to take a critical look, that's all I'm saying. But we cannot let these two political party things say Then they play tennis. You bat into me court, me bat into you court. No. They should know when the people have the ability to put both of them out, which I highly recommend. It only happened, if it happened one time, they will straighten out. Now, because, I mean, look, SFPP, look at the number of APC people that would cross over from the former president, Victor Fo, I'm a vice president, to a gentleman who is another prominent, his name escaped me, we just crossed carpet recently, and on and on and on, and so on. And Victor Fo, now cross carpet is cross carpet to APC, now the SFPP once upon a time, then they go APC. I mean, why are people allowing themselves to be fooled like that? Is all I'm saying. These guys think it's a joke. They take it as a game. Whether they encourage them. Yeah, the frustration, all of us have it, because President Bill can do better. It's evident President Bill doesn't seem to be concerned, because we get people who broke the law, within a cabinet. I mean, and I ain't in the work for if we take a stand, but he looks the other way. So, but I am not doing this broadcast or broadcasting for basham. I am trying to enlighten the people and let people and take a look. And the problem is, we now rise above this affinity or love for party. You see, now that problem, we're all stuck. If you're stuck with APC, you glue to APC, you glue to SFPP. So even when people in the try for pull on, they say, no, come to another party. Then people will not try them. But we are so glued to them two parties here that you people don't want to see it any other way. And when they encourage them for say, you see that one of them. And if not to so them feel, why should the word flag bearer even come into political lexicon? There shouldn't be a flag bearer for leadership. I mean, any party should have doubt who should succeed, who should be the next president. Now, so we for run a democracy. Not to the way we'll get such and such now the flag bearer and APC, such and such now the flag bearer and SFPP. Doesn't that create a feeling of entitlement? Nobody should be entitled to be president. No party should be entitled to be in power. But we should to give them that power, they would empower them. It's all I'm saying. So we need for useful brain. If they're not dissatisfied with, me not to talk for any particular kind of power, some people go benefit. I had to talk about the masses. That's all what I'm talking about. If you feel, say, SFPP don't uplift your life, if you didn't bow, you didn't Kalau, you did Pujeon, you did Bont, you did McKinney, this and that. If you think, say, your life better, what I mean your life, you start off living better, you can provide more for yourself, you can, if you're sick, you go. So that's the party you should be with. But if your life not change, then you forget enough sense for say, well, APC lets me down, SFPP let me down, let me look elsewhere. That's just what they do. If you eat one food, it'll make you sick. They say you will continue for each time because you're hungry. You defend another something where you will try, even if you're not like them. You will say, well, make if I rest you, the eat with the rest not right with you, try another rest. And all right with you, try another one. Then eventually you go say, well, I try Gary, I try something else. That's all I'm saying. But you can't continue eating the same food and say, well, I like that rest there. I know say it can make us sick every time I eat that. Well, if it kill you, if you die, if you're sick, you have nobody for blame but yourself. So you can vote APC, you can vote SFPP, but don't complain. Because the same thing is going to happen. You're not going to be a genius for know that. These guys are not coming there because of helping people. This is the fact we have to accept. We want to no angry accept. In fact, it's almost like if you're not APC, you feel say you young people and get the right for thief. If you're not SFPP, well, APC not get no right for thief. We SFPP now we get the right for thief. I made a look and say, no, neither one of them get the right for thief. If you can't serve, no come, not join. That's the point I'm making here. So I hope I get my point clear. But if I not get my point clear today, I will try my best in the future to make it clearer and clearer. I don't care for these two parties. I have said it over and over and over, and I've given you people more than ample evidence, ample reason why neither of them is good for the country. I have told you people, now they are same two sides of the same coin. You turn on this way, you turn on this way, at the same coin. It's not going to get any more value because the coin turned head or tail. When I can believe that, or when I can believe that. But I don't have a preference because I have been familiar with Sierra Leone politics for too long, ever since I was a teenager. And I'm in my 70s now. So I understand the dynamics in that country. Some of them are way so glued to them political party, and not really know the destructions these two parties have caused this country. If we know, I mean, when I be offended, like sometimes that I do, when people and they tell me, I get infuriated sometimes. When you want to tell me, say, oh, you want to talk with fervor about SAPP. You want to talk with fervor about APC. You just don't know what you're talking about. You just don't understand Sierra Leone politics. That's all I'm saying. If you do, give a try to other political party if you care. If you not care about Sierra Leone, if you not care about the people, if you not care about poverty, if you not care about leaving let the people and removing people from pan-bodism to low-income housing to a better life, if you not care about the health system, you won't be talking about them two parties there. They are incapable. That said, it's been nice to talk to you all. When I don't know where I stand, I will continue to tell you where I stand. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate all the call. Please, I strongly encourage you now for call and for making your own contribution. We'll not go see eye to eye. We'll go remain friends. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. And if you're here in the United States, have a nice 4th of July holiday. All right? Thanks. Bye-bye.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm going to wait till people come on live a little bit. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today is the 3rd of July, 2022. Good morning to all. Good morning, my people. I'm going to wait a little bit. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Please share this video because I want to make a statement. I want to send a message to my President Julius Maada Bio in Sierra Leone. I want to send a message advocating for my people, advocating for justice, advocating for our democratic rights in Sierra Leone. So please share the video, people. Share the video. I'm waiting on people to come on before I start. Good morning, good morning. Wanna share the video, please. Whoever is out there, please share the video because I'm going on live and this live is very important. I want to talk to my president. I want to talk to President Julius Maada Bio. And my name is Fadima. I am Fadima. I live in America. I live in Texas. And I want to talk to my president. For those who cannot understand my language, I want to say, pardon me, and sometimes I got to go into my language because I want everybody that is a Sierra Leonean to understand what I'm saying. I just woke up this morning. When I just tied my head. I didn't even clean myself yet, but I put on a dress and I put up black for a reason. I put on black for a reason because I'm not settling down. I'm just going. I'm vexed in my spirit. I'm vexed in my soul. I'm vexed in my everything. My people, them are vexed. Are vexed for we, the people of Sierra Leone, are vexed. Are vexed for the way we government, the way our governments are treating us in Sierra Leone. I'm vexed. I woke up, somebody just woke me up. It's about 11 o'clock now in Texas. Somebody just wake me up and say, do you see what they're doing to Madam Femi Claudius Cole? This woman is a political leader in Sierra Leone, and the women of Sierra Leone have decided to come out tomorrow. They're calling on women of Sierra Leone to come out tomorrow because the women are the ones suffering the blunt of everything that is going on in our country. So they called on the women to come out tomorrow, July 4th, to come out and demonstrate and let the government know that they're not satisfied, they're not happy with what's going on. But this afternoon in Freetown now, they sent a truckload of police officers, to go take her to CID, and they're charging her with incitement. Because she said, I'm going to stand with my women tomorrow. I'm going to stand with the people of Sierra Leone tomorrow. And this government, when I say tomorrow is Independence Day in America, we wore the uniform to fight for freedom. Freedom is not free. Freedom not to free. People have to stand up to bullying, to stand up where people and they degrade people. People have the rights to gather. The Constitution of Sierra Leone provides that right for the people. I want to speak to you, President Bio. You claim to be the father of democracy. President Bada Bio claims say he is the father of democracy. Now bring back democracy. Because I know say in Sierra Leone we were under one party for so long. I am enjoying the freedom in America. Tomorrow is independence. People die for freedom, so others can enjoy the freedom. And who gives the right of we leaders in Sierra Leone to take away that right from we? Who gives them the right? That is my question, and that is my frustration. I am emotionally drained with everything that has been going on. The brutality, the abuse of power, the waste of fraud, everything that our leaders are doing to us in Sierra Leone. I'm tired. I'm tired. We don't guess. That's why I'm standing with the women of Sierra Leone, and I'm in black today. I say I stand with my Sierra Leone women because they're the mothers. They're the ones that take care of. They're the ones their husbands don't have job. It's the mother that takes care of everything. And the women say, we don't guess. We're tired of this kind of life. They have the right. Who gives the police, Sierra Leone police, the right? Who gives them the right? Who gives Sierra Leone police the right? This is where I live in America. Because I work hard and I live in this kind of house in America. This is not my country, but it's my second home. I have pledged allegiance to the flag of the United States. We can't go Sierra Leone, we all country. Sierra Leone belongs to every single Sierra Leonean. And one particular set of people cannot be suppressing the people all the time like this. This is wrong. It is wrong. We cannot be doing this. We don't come out 60 years. We're still behind. We're still behind. And then when we talk of the white man doing this to us, but we are doing it to ourselves. We talk about the white man doing it to us, but we are doing it to ourselves. Please share the video. Share this video. Because I want everybody to hear this. It is wrong, Mr. President. Back your dogs out, back your police out. Savola is going wild, and you cannot do nothing about it, that IG. They call people, they arrest people, they intimidate people, they take the rights of people. Then they say incitement. That's the new English that they don't learn at the mouth. That's the new English that they don't get at the mouth. Incitement. I'm living in a beautiful home in America. I get peace. Yes, it's not perfect. No democracy is perfect. We're still struggling. We're still fighting for equality. But yet, it is better than the Saiwa Komot. I cannot speak in Sierra Leone. I go to Sierra Leone every year. I have anxiety till I come back. Because I'm afraid. Because you don't know what's gonna happen. Both case, nothing they come up behind that. Nothing they come up behind that. They will intimidate you, they will harass you, they will kill you, they will take you, they lock you up per advantage. Per advantage. The women of Sierra Leone say they want to come out tomorrow. Now then they go call Femi Claudio as I speak right now. She had been going live earlier. He talk about a truckload of police and they over engage. The CID man arrogance they talk about. That's trespass. trespass to somebody's property, do you have warrant from the courts? Or we just they take the police then for do what and do. Violating people. Even in America, yeah. When the police come, let me show you this. When the police come into your house, you open your door. My alarm go off, flag go turn my alarm first off. Because I don't want my alarm clock to go. When the police enters your house, okay? When the police enters your house, the police, first of all, it can't arrest you inside yours. It can't arrest you inside yours. You get for step your foot outside. Let me disarm my alarms, people. Hold on. Oh, God. Disarmed. Okay, I disarm my alarm because I want for showing us something. When you come into my house as a police officer, I don't know how to turn. Let me turn it around. Okay, I think I turned it around. Okay, this is my front door. When you open the door, when you open my door and you come in, a police identifying safe. The police cannot grab me enough for pass that mark, then I'm in space. Until I step my foot outside my house. That's when police go come to me. But what knocking self, identifying self. Unless you see this line, unless I come on ayasu, that's when the police will come for me. That's when they can arrest me. But in my house, inside my space, they cannot come arrest me there. If even then get a search warrant. You know, these people are ridiculous. Because of freedom in America, we live in good. And the thing that kills me is some people among us, the one that they were there around we, some people that are enjoying the freedom like people like us wore the uniform for in this country. They're supporting evil. Just all in the name of party. All in the name of what they call them. Feel say now that they gets the country because now them party then a power. Or that them countryman then a power. I didn't even brush my teeth yet. But I got tie in the head because me here all na bole that get. I put on there because I want to wear black in solidarity with the women of Sierra Leone. With the women of Sierra Leone, I stand in solidarity. President Bio, Madam Fatima Bio, you are the first lady. You say you're there on women's issue. Tell your husband, allow the women of Sierra Leone to voice their opinion. What does a good leader do? A good leader engages the people. They're not just suppress them, try to silence them. This is so wrong. I'm so sick and tired of this. Emotionally, I am drained. You cannot take our rights from us. We are Sierra Leoneans. Now we country just like how now you country, President Bio and the rest of them. The police community, it is our country. It is not your country. Not all you want to get up. Now we choose you. We chose you to be in charge for protect and defend. The police is there to protect our lives and properties. Not to bully us, not to intimidate us, not to shut us down. No! We said no! No to that! John Floyd cried out, say, I can't breathe! Sierra Leoneans, we can't breathe, allow us! We don't gaze, we don't tire, President Bio. We don't gaze, you promise us new direction. You promise us new direction. Is this the direction you promise? We look at the people say, they know they do the right thing. Is this the direction we promise our people? Is this the new direction, sir? President Blair, I know you want to win a second term, but don't allow these hooligans call themselves police to brutalize your people. The police, then they torture we. Then they torture we picking them. Then they torture, you know how many innocent people are dying? You know how many innocent, then goes to corruption and rubbish. Then all the other people of corruption, they're all doing the same damn crap in a civilized way. This is wrong. We don't tire. We don't gaze. That's why I'm wearing black today. We cannot say it is not our problem because freedom is not free. Somebody died, somebody sacrificed, and you cannot sit around and wait say, now that person they get for do them. You too get for be part of the change. We have to be part of the change because it is us. Now say because not to me today, it can be you tomorrow. That time that you want concern. The blockage is in our heads because we have been conditioned to be afraid. The same way when the white man treated us during the slave time. That's the same way. Same way. We young black people, our own people are doing to ourselves, causing atrocities, causing pain, depriving us of our rights, depriving us, while they enjoying the elite life and the people are suffering daily. We don't have no good hospitals, no roads, no good school. Nothing is good in our country. We went backwards. We retrogress, go back since the thing. Okay, I'm going to join you, Umar. I'm going to join you. I don't know. I'm going to look at it. I see Umar want to join me. I think you're going to send me again. I don't know. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. Let me see. I want to join my brother Umar. I saw you, but I don't know. I see all man and they ask for coming. But if I wanna come in, please, I want for you just a little bit of time because I don't want it to be long. I want every Sierra Leonean to see this. This is wrong. I'm standing in solidarity. Femi Clodochos right now get a truckload of police them. They say intimidation, incite. That's intimidation. That's taking away her rights. Her rights as a citizen. That is wrong. President Bill, this is wrong. You cannot be doing this to your people. You want a uniform of Sierra Leone. You say you fetch war. If you fetch war enough, the 10, 11 years of senseless war, because people are suppressing people, that's what causes it. We don't learn nothing from that. We never learned from that. We got nothing from that. What the heck is going on? But President Bill, we don't tire, boy. We don't tire. What's in at this? What's in at this? I am ready to sacrifice. They're not going to lock all man in jail. They're not going to kill everybody. You will not lock everybody up. You will not kill everybody. You will not kill everybody. You will not kill everybody. No. No, President Bill, you're not going to kill everybody. You're not going to lock everybody up. No. Let the people allow them to breathe. Allow them to express what's in the body of them. Now what's in my... Not only one against Salone, boy. We are tired of this. 60 years of foolishness. I am in America. I work hard. I earn everything I got. Nobody not give it to me free. But in your country of birth, in your place you call home, who say you never spring where they buried your umbilical cord. You cannot even breathe in your country or speak when things are wrong. Well, we're the sacrificial lamb right now. I am the sacrificial lamb right now. Let when I left when I compete, let them talk. A good leader, he called that he engaged. He engaged the people. Listen to the cry of the people. Gas is $22,000. Their salary did not go up. We took away the subsidies for people then. Who side did they get them? How did they eat? Una you picking and they eat and leave. Una they eat. Una go na parliament. Una put welfare act. Asking for when your children are sick to be able to fly them overseas for treatment. But that come within a cottage hospital, 4 children to a bed in a hospital. Shame on us. How we reach this kind of way? What is this? What is this? I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. I'm tired, boy. The woman, they don't tire. They decide say they want to make you hear them. Allow them. Allow you police. Provide security for them. That's what democracy is. Not till you get them. Not till you get Salone. Not till one get. Not till Sovula. IG Sovula one get Salone. Why they brutalize and bastardize with constitution. And you as president and the vice president sitting there head of security. They're doing all what they're doing to the people. I want the president be read this. Una share me video. I want the president mother be read this. A fat war. People are uncut. Cut off people's arms and limbs. Some of them are crippled today. Nothing nobody not do for them. They don't want to cause other mayhem them. People are not for gather. People are not for talk. Hey, bro, what is this? What is this? What are we becoming? We talk about the slave master. We talk about the slave master, but we're doing worse to ourselves and our people because, number one, we sold ourselves to the slave master. I am fucking vexed in my spirit right now. Una pardon me for bad language. What is this? Once upon a time, they were the Martin Luther Kings of America. For stand for black, for stand for what they call. He said, I have a dream that one day my people, he said, I might not get there with you. I might not get there with you. But then today, because of the sacrifice and the fight for freedom and speaking up, we all sit down and we waste there. We know they talk nothing. We are allowing these people, government after government, for do this to us. Look with country. Look at our city. Look at what they're doing. Harassing people. The women of Sierra Leone say they don't tire, bo. Then gains. We left people, they let them talk. Allow people to let them talk. President Bill, allow people. Madam Fatima Bill, you lay next to your husband. Tell your husband, you not person will say you left for talk. You get freedom for talk. So tell your husband to allow them people here for talk. Una left them alone, listen to them. They get right. Then I'm not a man. I'm not a man. What you not afraid? What you not afraid? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? If you've done good work for the people, allow the people to express themselves and try to fix their problem. That's what a good leader does. It is not just to go sit in the power of presidency. It is about listening to the people. It's about listening to the people. Listen to the people and bring in the people. Understand the people. Fix the things for every human being for live a decent, dignified life. Bring back the dignity of the people of Sierra Leone. Restore the dignity of our people. The women, they're the ones that dance for you when it comes to election. You all go use them, give them one bag of rice, 100,000 leons, that they eat it one day, they forget. They've been dancing, and they said, we don't tire. Things are hard. Our husbands don't have money. Our husbands don't have money. There are no jobs. People don't have money to spend. Now it's in this bar. Now it's in this. People not for talk. If you be not saying, you know, all the people then they talk, you know, for be president, because if you get thin skin, you don't need to be in leadership. If you cannot tolerate everybody, every opposition. No. Now it's in. I tire, bo. We tire, we gains. So that this I get for say, this is what I want to say. And I want you to share this. President Bill, President Julius Maada Bill. Listen to your people. Allow your people. Back off your dogs. Back your dogs because Savula is running wild. Put her on a leash. Put her under control or you fire him. He's not competent to do his job. But then it's working for you. So maybe you want to win another election. So you go keep on there because you want to please your base. But that is not leadership, sir. That is not leadership. You should have the courage when somebody is in your team and not performing. Even here, they give us red cards. Go. Where you don't do right. President Bio, this is for you, sir. Call your dogs. Back them off. Femi Claudius calling us. Allow the women for join the women of Sierra Leone. This is what they want to intimidate so other people are not going to come out. This is intimidation. I stand with my women of Sierra Leone. I'm in black. I don't wash me face yet, sir. I grab me body, the shake where they call me, say, you don't see Femi on live. She went live showing the people. And then the arrogant CID man where they send it, they talk about, don't video me. They said the woman yours. I'm private property. We have the right in our private property. We are protected. Now we space. When you can there, I go show the world what you they do. You go sit down with the arrogant self. That is what they are because nobody, they account to nothing. Our parliament, they doesn't sell and betray the people of Sierra Leone because they're not doing the job for us. We put them there, they just go and reach themselves and better themselves, and the next set of people come, themselves can cut the cake. Now what's in this war? This is the life I'm living in America. I got a beautiful home because I worked hard. Nobody not just say, can harass me. I dey try for do the things of laws of the country. I dey try for do right. And if I do wrong, there is a court of law. Now I make them get 3 arms of government. The judiciary day. When the judiciary come, the judiciary, now they go interpret the law. The executive, now they day for the government business. There you get the parliament, when at the legislation, and then they make law them. But the parliament, they make authority law them. Look now, they say we have to have ID card. We in the diaspora, we're not even important. We are just the money bank to support their missions. But we in the diaspora, because you're not a resident of Sierra Leone, even though they go there one time for a year, they don't consider you resident of Sierra Leone. We don't have the right to vote. Because then they say, we the diaspora, a whole bunch of us not say, we don't go register for vote. So they don't lock we in a parliament. They're closing the doors on us. They're closing the doors on us. That's what they're doing. Then they take away we rights as citizens of Sierra Leone, so we'll not get voice and we'll not go say by the affairs of the country. Yes. Then they say you get forget ID card. Almost people, how many people can afford an ID card? How many people? 600,000. How many people can afford that? When they make the country, like say, but then we people and depend on we. Hey, auntie, send me money, no, I want to make ID card. Passport, $160. How many people in Sierra Leone go able to afford $160? Forget a passport. Now they say if you don't get ID card, if you don't get passport, if you don't get ID card, if you don't get NIN number, you don't go. That's our parliament. They're trying to pass that law. To take the people out, to take the rights of the people away from them. And this is a democracy, and President Bio claims to be the father of democracy. President Bio claims to be the father of democracy. If you are the father of the Mr. President, sir, I speak to you, sir. I speak to your conscience. I speak to, allow our people, allow the women, listen to them. Engage the leaders, engage the organizers. That's what a good leader does. They have people, but una feel say una better pass other people. No, if you feel like that, then you don't need to be a president. Then you don't need to be a president. Because a leader, a president, na comrade for everybody. They tolerate everybody. So I'm not going to make this video long. So because when they go shebam, le no boku. Una shebam to every group where una belong. Una shebam to every group. Because I don't tag Mrs. Fatima Biopa this video. And I go send them personally back inside their inbox them. Because they have to hear this. We cannot have every day in a bush because oh the police don't go make so again, oh the police don't go do this, so then they take the law and then no more, nobody know for ask them, nobody know for make them, nobody nothing, above case, nothing, they come out. Look the other time for land business. The land business, poor boy, he then in papa and land when papa don't get from generation. Then go, police go shoot her, waiting come out, nothing they not do the police. When I see every day, they abuse, the habitual abuse of the police then are free to. Because what you do, nothing not get for commodity and above case, how for do. And so all the end, how for do. Ain't nothing I can do. Ain't nothing gonna change. No, something will change if you stand up. One voice can change a room. Unless we begin make dandy. We want a country that is free. We want a country where for go, where for develop. We are left behind, we're playing catch up. We did 30, they were there in the 60s. Because the 60s life have been better, 70s life been better, Pastor Odena. But some people say it's better. No, to me it's not better because I have something to measure it to. So many people, this is what I have today. Please share, please pass it on. Please, I wanna pass it on. I get for left now, this na Fadima, and today again, now the 3rd. Tomorrow, the 3rd of July, 2022. And tomorrow is the 4th of July. We're gonna make the Star Spangled Banner. The Star Spangled Banner, we're going to celebrate it. Freedom. Freedom, sacrifice. Freedom is not free. Freedom is not always what you got to do what you want to do, but what you ought to do. That's freedom. That's freedom. What you ought to do, not what you want to do. Not because you can do it, but what is right when nobody's watching. That's freedom. So dear, now allow their woman them. Allow the Sierra Leone women. Back your police off the people. Back your police. Tame your police commissioner. Because he's taking hands into this man is so arrogant. He's so sit down. He's so confident in himself. This Savula guy, the Inspector General of Police. They touch with people. They have Benghazi. Who side and they go torture you. Where even the wall they frown on, then can't place them there. You know how many people have been tortured over there? Poor picking them that we don't know their names. How many children they don't suffer under there? People, their mama, then picking them, papa, then their brother, they don't kill inside them kind dungeon, torture chamber, then they. Hey, bo, we safe, bo. Who said we go like we safe? Who said we go think of the next person? Who said we go no say we cannot be in power forever? You can terrorize people, but the day will come. Hitler was there, but he never know say a day go come. Saddam Hussein go hide under all. With all in power. So, President Bio, I can always say, God bring you back for a second time for a reason. To redeem yourself and redeem your people. And I can ask you again, President Bio, where do you want your name to be written in the history of Sierra Leone? Do you want your name, sir, to be on top of the Lion Mountain where it will be engraved forever for good of Sierra Leone, or in the ocean where your name will be washed away forever the shores of the Atlantic? That is my question to you. And what are you going to do about this? I speak to your conscience. I speak to your conscience today, President Bio. This again, Afedima, and thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone that came here, and let God bless we all. Una share and to our fellow citizens them. This is Sierra Leone. Share it to your American friends. Share it. Tag anybody who you want tag on this video. Let the attention be, because sometimes we don't even care about ourselves. When the world talk, because then they feed we, because the world feeds us, the IMF, the this, the that, then we jump, the MCC, we jump. But when we speak as Sierra Leoneans, they don't listen to us. So sometimes we get for tag and go worldwide. Let the world see and let the world know. Because we cannot suffer in silence. We cannot breathe no more. Says George Floyd, I can't breathe. But they keep pressing us, put we knee down into them. So I love all this, Afedima. God bless us. To those in America, happy 4th. Celebrate and always remember, say, the freedom that you're enjoying today, somebody died for it. Somebody wore the uniform. Somebody stood up. And I am one of them. I fought for the freedom of America. Every time, no matter how the person be, as long as he has served, that's selflessness. For whatever reason. So, dear, happy 4th to my American comrades, my American people. Enjoy your day. No, it's about family. No, it's about togetherness. No, it's about keeping democracy. It is not perfect. America is not a perfect union. Then get them problem. Right now, they're struggling. And this is how, to me, this is my interpretation. Let me interpret one thing before I go. The way President Trump came into power and emboldened the dead issue where America be feel say they don't done with, which is racism and superiority and white supremacy. It's awakened. It's awakened that caused that movement again, was awoken by the presidency of Donald Trump. It awoken it. The same thing in Sierra Leone. When President Madabio came, it awoken the tribalism fight. The tribalism, the fight of seniority. And nobody is senior more than others. We're all Sierra Leonean. And President Bio is president for all Sierra Leoneans. So la left now. La not make this long again. But I love you all. Remember, God is love. Go do guide words. Go make your own difference. Go make the change you want to see. Don't wait for Fadima to fight or any other person for speak up. You have the voice too. It is your right. Do not let nobody intimidate you, condition you. Because I say again, the blockage of Africa, until we clean our minds, until we clear our minds, until we clear our head, we will still suffer. So this is Fadima. I love now. The struggle continues unabated, but we have hope because we one voice at a time. We will bring to the country the way we want the country for be. We're not going to allow them. Me, I don't get better time left now. This world. I'm 59 years old. I'm 59. I don't dare America, Pastor. I don't dare Salone. I have lived in America. God bless America. I have a friend that went 8-hour surgery 2 days ago. 2 days ago. 8-hour surgery. He feeling back, he go hospital. They say in arteries now in heart don't rupture. If it's Sierra Leone, you go die because you don't even have, then go just go give you IV and fool you and kill you with congestive heart failure. They don't know what they're doing over there. There's nothing to fight for the people. There's nothing. Hospital you go and just empty death chamber. May the problem Bokuna Salombo. And we need leaders that way they can work for we. Not a leader that way they can work for themselves and their party. No. We need Sierra Leoneans for enjoy the everything that comes out of Sierra Leone should be equally shared among Sierra Leoneans. Equally shared. I didn't want to come live because I don't retreat myself from social media a little bit. I'm tired of social media. It's getting to me too. It's getting to me. Emotionally, it is draining me. And mentally, I'm not strong. I might look like this tough, fierce person, but mentally I struggle. And the thing that happened, this LJ in saga that happened, it is not about the crime of LJ. The person wouldn't do gets right. The person wouldn't do, he has rights too. And that's for the court to go decide the rights. not the police. It so traumatized me. I was shaken. It emotionally detached me from myself. That's how much I was traumatized. It can be me tomorrow. But they will not shut me down. But I have to take a break. I have to take a break for my sanity. We get beaucoup Sierra Leone and them. People go there to retire, they come right back. They go there 6 months, they don't come right back because the conditions are not conducive for leave. We love Sierra Leone, we love our country, but a set of people have hijacked our country. They have hijacked Sierra Leone. They have hijacked our country. They hijack we country and make it their own. They hijack we country. And we cannot stand by and watch that keep happening. We don't fail as older people. We mama they don't fail. How for do. We have given up. I gave up on Sierra Leone a long time ago. But I started talking 2017. That's when I started talking back. I said, we get for do more. We get for do more. We cannot leave this world going there. We not leave something for the people or help make a change and make a difference. What are you going to do for your country? Not to just give the people to eat, but for empower the people and for speak against oppression, for speak against corruption, for speak against President Biosha. We all they fight corruption. So we all they help fight. Bullying and taking away the rights of people is corruption. So now we all help President Biosha for fight this corruption. Because I cheered him on for this corruption where he say they can't fight. And he said corruption is a fight that we must fight, and it's a fight that we must win, and corruption is going to fight back, according to President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone. So we all they fight corruption back because corruption they fight back because you don't want to make people and team up for voice. That's corruption, sir. So back your things up. Mr. Vice President, call off your police. Why people are not forget? Allow the people engage the leaders. I don't tell her I left past 10, but if I keep going, so no problem, no they don't. I love you now. Go make a difference. Go do something. Good night, Fadima. Goodbye.